I don't have anything funny to say for this video, but apparently if you just say, for the boys...
Prescription at the drugstore. I remember it's the first time that I realized I'm getting old and life is a nightmare. I'm getting old, I just found my first gray hair. Nobody cares cause all the kids in today's pop scene were born after 1999. 1999. I will say goodbye, I'm getting older all the time, and no, I'm not as relevant. My old songs are pretty sweet. Please don't mind what I'm trying to say, cause I like the nostalgia when I hear you. Tell me my band is here to stay, even though we don't want to change. Modern musicians really freaking blow.
Hi, everybody. I hate that all of my theme songs for all of the shows get so goddamn compressed by fucking StreamYard. And Carl, those cocksuckers charged me $50 this month. I thought we were on the 25. I don't know why I got hit for $50, but I did. I have to investigate that now.
You better go in and do something about that.
It's the Jew tax.
Actually, fucking Hitler. Oh, you did what?
I just said it's the Jew tax.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we only have Carl for an hour, but I know that you wanted to start with something specifically, Ray. And that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to say a quick prayer because I thought about it and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to like start it off in a good way. So I basically just want to say, dear God, please give us enlightenment. Please allow us to overcome our problems. Please give us solutions to answers that we didn't even know. Please give us strength and courage. And please bless our enemies as well, because clearly they need it if they're ever opposing you. In Jesus' special amen.
You need to let him say the Jesus part, Will, but yeah, well done. Amen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't need to cut him off.
It's okay. I know you're noob at Christianity. I get it. It's fine. It's all right. I
heard it. It sounded like he was done. I didn't know he was going to do it.
You got to let him say the Jesus part because you got to pray everything in Jesus's name. So, but that's okay. That's all right. That's good. True. Well done, Ray. Good job. I like that. That was very nice.
Thanks, man.
That's fantastic.
I also wish to request for good health, by the way, for all of us. I'm tacking that onto the prayer.
Yeah, I need a dose of that for sure.
Yeah, the Carl bot has a virus. I have to defrag him.
Definitely.
We're gonna run Norton. He's got snake AIDS. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Let's acknowledge chat quickly. That's a good one. Guru Lady, Basement Dweller. They can't actually be here. I don't even know who's watching.
Guru's here. No. Guru's here. She said she doesn't have to work today, so she's going to be here for this one.
Oh, you don't have to work today. That's fantastic. Special reminder. Next week, I'm actually going to schedule the stream before this stream ends. Next week is the Christmas special. I do it every year. It's a big tradition. We will have games. If USPS or FedEx or whoever cooperates, there will be packages opening. If you have that, some people I know are intending to send packages to me. If you are and you want it opened on the stream, you literally have to send it out tomorrow. I checked everything, and basically there's no guarantee that it'll be here on time unless you send it tomorrow. So if you're planning on doing that, do it. And I know it doesn't matter. But the other thing is, for the Christmas special, we're going to be streaming to a new platform. that I found. It's called Reality. And it's sort of ironic because it's a fucking VTuber streaming platform. And I found a way to stream our podcast directly over there. And I have a feeling that particular brand of degeneracy will be quite welcome over there because
VTubers?
What?
Did you say this is a VTuber place?
Yeah, bro. There's no VODs over there, though. There's no VODs.
I need a VTuber model, man.
I will. You can get one.
I'll get one that's this Vegeta Doge.
I don't know if you can see most of their VTuber model items are part of a gacha system. No, they're a gacha system.
Oh,
it's
like one of those mobile games, right?
Almost. You do missions, and most of the missions are using the app. Oh, look. Okay, thank you for providing that clip to us about praise a couple weeks ago. I never mentioned you. I meant to. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be streaming over there. Ray, I will show you this app at some point. Okay. And all you need is a phone. And I almost think that you and I should try to collab on it.
Okay.
It's super easy, and most of the fucking people over there are under 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are some cool adults over there. I met this broad.
Well, it just depends on where their location is. You know, you got to pull a Dr. Disrespect.
I met this. That's true. That's true.
The age of consent.
Logan Paul allegedly. Anyway, I fucking met this really cool lady named fucking Overlord, and she was the only one on that platform that was even mildly entertaining. And we started talking about how I met my wife, because that's kind of everyone's favorite story.
Ray made a good point. Imagine talking to a 16-year-old and telling them, "Hey, go one state over so our conversation can be legal."
Oh, God.
Hey, can you go to South Carolina real quick?
Yeah, just go down to Mexico, actually. Then you can come in and it's illegal and get a bunch of free shit, too.
Hey, I've got hey, have you ever played Star Ocean? Anyway.
Oh, God.
God, I actually made a fucking... Okay, so I was trying to do a collab with somebody, just trying to like advertise this podcast to people outside of like what we normally do. Carl and I talked about it earlier, and my stream got no views because literally every 12-year-old within 100 miles of me was streaming at the same time, because it was right before bedtime. Like literally, I heard somebody at 7 o'clock say, "Oh, I gotta go. It's my bedtime." And I was like, "Oh my God." And I was streaming with this girl. I don't even remember her name. She was black and 20 or something. And fucking, she invites this other fucking girl in, and she puts her VTuber models right on my fucking lap while I'm sitting. And I said, "Oh my God, did I teleport to the Belmung server on Final Fantasy 14? I said, "Are you a fucking Lalafell?" Because it did have the fucking rabbit ears that almost looked like a Lalafell's ears. And I made a joke about the Lalafell lifter, and there was a dude in there, and he got the fucking joke, and he absolutely lost it. He absolutely fucking lost it. And the bitch kicked me out for that joke. I fucking... Oh my God. And they were like, "You can come back, but you have to stop being mean." And I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not coming back then." Because I don't think that was mean. I think that was a funny joke.
I think it was racism. I think it was just anti-Semitism at its finest right there, man. Because that's the cause of all problems.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that up. So I was in another one of these fucking things, right? And I start talking to this broad, because it's mostly broads. It's like 90% women on this app. I'm not even shitting you. And then the rest are 30-something-year-old dads who are married with children. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, that's probably how I found it too. Like that's just the demographic. It's 13-year-old kids, 20-something-year-old broads who are single, and 30-something-year-old dads. And so I'm talking to this bitch, and she turns collab on, and she invites this other girl in, and they are both German, speaking German, and I am making Holocaust jokes the whole time.
Oh boy,
just killing it. Yeah, because I was making fun of the fucking tanks. Oh, what the fuck was the name of the tank? It was the tank? No, it starts with an H. It's not a howitzer. Anyway, I was saying how my great grandmother was faster than a speeding Heltzer or whatever the fuck it's called, and they were getting so mad, and they were like, "Well, obviously not too fast because she's fucking dead." And they were making jokes about Jews, and I was like, you know what, my great grandmother might have been Jewish, but at least she's not black, because they just started getting all racist on me. So I was just like, you know what, 13% of, because she was like a black German, and I'm like, I didn't know they came in this shade. Yeah, I was making jokes about the fucking the fucking paint swatch from Family Guy.
Wait, are you talking about?
Yeah, I got banned.
Are you talking about like a Jew they left in the oven too long? Is that what you mean by a black German?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Are we still live on YouTube?
I also didn't know they were chocolate flavored. I didn't know that was an option.
They're like dried raisins, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she called herself. Oh yeah, that reminds me. She had the rabbit ears on, and she called herself a chocolate bunny. And I said, I'm pretty sure that's a racial slur. That's TOS. You can't say that.
Don't kink shame, man. Come on.
Jesus Christ. It's not Easter. You can't say those words in that order. Fucking chocolate bunny. Fuck off. Because the other one, that's the jungle one. Anyway. Nah,
wait. Porch monkey?
Terms of service. Ah! It's okay.
Those are just sounds, man.
The terms of service. Yeah, I know. Well, it's just mouth sounds, you know? Just monkey noises. But Donnie's coming back, so we're going to be able to say all this shit again anyway. He's going to make racism legal. Anyway. I did tag a bunch of people because we are going to talk about them, but we have a piss baby of the week, and I want Carl to lay into this.
Oh, we're going to get to do that now? Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do it right away because fuck that shit. Okay, me and Ray are going to have the whole rest of the night.
I'm game for it.
Around. Sure. I'm actually going to get one of these videos because we could just talk about him, but where's the fun in that? Let's get a visual aid. You know what I mean? I feel like a middle school sex ed teacher. I need to get the fucking banana and the condom. Oh, yep, you were right. 2 hours ago. Here it is. What do you meme? Oh, God.
But yeah, the what do you meme one? Yeah, the what do you meme one is really good, especially the one he put out today. That's really good.
All right.
Like that kind of lays it all out, like all together in an instant, actually.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking about a week's worth of drama kind of filtered down into like 15 minutes. So that's like.
All right.
So Billy Carson recently hosted a 3.5.
Quick vibe check. The audio is working, right?
Yeah. Wait. I just want to say Guru Lady is the best. What a kind person she is.
Yeah, she is a wonderful.
She's a fantastic human being. It goes without saying. But we will anyway. We will say.
His poor debate performance against Russ Huff. But instead of him redeeming himself, it became one of the most painful, self-inflicted disasters that I've ever seen. His own fans turned on him in the comments as he spiraled, made excuses, unveiled plans to silence Christian creators, and revealed how he really feels about Christianity.
What is a sadistic narcissist? Let's take a look at some of the traits and see if we can compare them to this quote-unquote God of the Bible.
As well as poor people who work a 9 to 5.
I let a lot of it slip because a lot of these people are just ignorant poor people. You know, they're just poor people. I'm not a Joe Schmo 9 to 5 worker bee.
So honestly,
I
this
thought
one was
Jesus
an
loved the
mess.
poor.
But
I thought Jesus. What is this
Jesus
Billy
loves
Carson
everybody.
character?
Okay, all right, okay, hold on. Let me give some preface. Let me give some preface. All right,
Because I don't know.
all right. Well, let's get a little bit of preface in this. So just so we know what we're talking about. You didn't play the Piss Baby of the Week intro. You didn't play it.
Oh, I usually play it at the end, and then I go, and that's why. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that's how we did. Okay. Anyway, all right. So Billy Carson. You guys remember Ancient Aliens, right? You remember that horse shit?
Yeah.
All bunch of fucking absolute garbage with that weird haired Greek guy that would always, say aliens are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was a meme even for a while, actually.
Yeah,
so Billy Carson's one of those guys.
He's the dude who's like alchemy. That's what he makes me think of. Like some dude who's like, oh, I can summon gold with just a bit of dust.
Yeah, he believes.
Actually, Carl, wasn't the Shroud of Turin made alchemy?
Yeah, really. Yeah, right.
By Michelangelo and the 1920s.
Battle Creek Alchemist. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Billy Carson is a self-proclaimed expert on ancient biblical studies and human history and stuff like that. And an expert in aliens, and in some instances he's claimed to be 70 years old, and then went back and deleted all the instances where he said he was 70 because it was so comically laughable. And he just basically constantly grifts his audience by saying that, like, he studied the emerald tablets of Thoth, which by the way, spoiler alert, don't actually exist. Kind of like Joseph Smith and his golden tablets. He's basically.
Didn't you tell me that he copped to making that up?
No, he didn't. No, he's tried to deny at every single angle. But there is another. I think it was it was the Gospel of Barnabas or something like that. That some female. Some female doctor had championed it and was like, oh, look at this. This is authentic. And then when all the scholars started looking into it, they found out that it was just a forgery that someone copy and pasted off of a PDF file they found on the internet and tried to
So, they went to IMadeThatShitUp.com, right? That's where
exactly.
The government. That's where the government got all their COVID data too.
And Billy for years was saying it was legit and real, and how Christianity is a fraud and fake because of the quote unquote Sinai Bible, which is basically, he didn't really clarify what the Sinai Bible even was, but apparently he's talking about the what is it? I'm sorry, Textus Sinaiticus.
I know.
Yeah. So he's the Textus Receptus and the Sinaiticus text, and he was trying to say, oh well, Jesus isn't even crucified there, and of course, actually, he is. So Billy has just been peddling horse shit for 10 years, like nonstop horse shit, and he peddled so much horse shit to so many dumb people that he eventually got invited on some of these larger, podcasts and stuff like that.
I saw he was on Joe Rogan.
So he's basically Black Von Helton that somehow failed his way up.
Yeah, kind of.
He's kind of like
there was enough dumb people watching him to believe his dumb bullshit, and it just kind of snowballed into him being really well known, and he claims to be a multimillionaire, which you'll see in this video, by the way, too. So he's made a lot of money off these supposed poor people, which he then insults as being poor people. And so anyway, for years and years and years and years, he's ran from any debate, every challenge. A lot of Christian scholars have put out response videos and tackled him. IP has done it. This guy, Wes Huff, has done it. Anyway, so finally, eventually, now just within the last week, he ended up in a room with a host where he was going to be challenged by Wes Huff, who is a scholar of ancient scribal studies or something like that. And they have a little debate, which takes a little bit over an hour or so to do. And Wes Huff proceeds to just completely dismantle, destroy, and embarrass Billy Carson and all the horse shit he's presented. And it gets so bad that when the stream is over, Billy Carson writes up a cease and desist letter and goes to drop it off at the host house at 3:00 in the morning to try to keep him to try to keep him from releasing the catastrophic debate. That's how bad it was and how bad he knew it was. And after that didn't work and the debate started popping up on every channel, he did a 3-hour cope stream on his YouTube channel of, I don't know, 5 million subs or something. And the backlash was so extraordinarily bad. And every single one of his audience members, even his subs, were like, dude, you're full of garbage. He actually deleted the entire stream. He went from just deleting negative comments to deleting the entire 3-hour cope stream because it was so goddamn embarrassing. So this is a synopsis that What Do You Meme did, and this is great because it kind of just boils all of the week's drama down into one little, critical, set of series of facts that he released out. And this is actually a really good video. This one was just released today. I watched the whole thing. It summarizes all of it, and we should look at it and laugh at what an absolute, complete, and utter retard Billy Carson is.
So, do you want to do the fallout first, or do you want to do the debate first, or do you want to do the meltdown?
Oh, just whatever. Just play it. Just let him give you the synopsis.
All right, you chime in whenever you want to chime in.
That's fine.
But you don't have to sit through all 3.5 hours. I've broken down the most important moments, covering the fallout, the debate response, and the meltdown. So let's dive in because this is going to be an eye-opening reveal about the real Billy Carson. So Billy's live stream was supposed to expose the fake debate that he recently took part in, but quickly spiraled into disaster. He started by announcing lawsuits against everyone involved, the host, the opponent, and even the editor. But it wasn't long before his fans started turning on him in droves. They were furious that he wouldn't admit to an obvious loss. I had to unsubscribe. It's one thing to be a sore loser, but to not admit defeat means you cannot learn or grow due to no lesson being received. Billy, brother, I really want to see you win, but you're fighting against your own message right now. I hope you can recover from this, but you have to look in the mirror because this behavior is unacceptable. Really? Billy, you should be 100% honest when you discuss what happened. You are not building credibility, and I am a fan of yours. I used to like this guy, but literally 5 minutes into this video, I was done with him. But for some fans, the frustration went even deeper. Several other commenters pointed out something even more troubling about Billy's response. You should take this video down. Most of your fans are poor people. The poor people are the ones who made you powerful. So what did Billy say on his live stream that drove his fans to say this? Well, it started with Billy unnecessarily and continuously humble bragging about how much money that he has in a way that felt tone deaf and out of touch with his audience.
We have 5 AC units, and I don't even know which one of them is acting up. I normally take the elevator upstairs. I've had a chef for 10 years, and they like the food from coming over and eating the food at our house, and now they share our chef. We are hopping off of a private jet. We relaxed in a huge 8,500 square foot mansion with our best friends on a tiny private island. I'm actually sleeping in my movie theater in my house. I have a movie theater. I'm sleeping in the movie theater.
But what really set fans off was his blatant...
Hold up.
Oh, you don't have a movie theater, Brokey?
What color is your Bugatti?
Best friends on a tiny private island.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. A tiny private island.
Epstein?
What do we know about?
Diddy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but what do we know about?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Tiny...
Just want you to know that Epstein did not kill himself.
Does it happen to be Little Saint?
And by the way, these are clips from his cope stream that he did afterwards. Oh, and if you're curious about what that image is behind him, he claims that that's God. So just so you're aware.
God's beautiful then.
It's a fucking mandala. It's an AI generated mandala.
Well, apparently it's God, William. So show some reverence.
Oh, peace and blessings be upon the king. I can't say the word. I don't want to fight.
I think Guru's onto something. I think that Billy Carson's really just a shoe polish boy. I think he just likes to sit on the street, take his rag, rub it over the shoes, and flap his gums until, they can't stand him anymore.
I saw Carson clips probably 5-6 years ago, and they were so comically bad, and all the big guys were always picking at him, like inspiring philosophy and capturing Christianity and what do you mean and stuff. They would occasionally do response videos. I think Mike Winger did a few. So all the big boys were tackling them and kind of dismantling it. So I just didn't even bother even ever mentioning it before. I'm like, well, they're taking care of it, and you know, you know, I don't need to really step in and do anything about it. But I've actually been waiting to watch this cocksucker take this dive for the better part of 5 years. So this is delicious for me, just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. Cool.
The hate boner is rising.
Actually sleeping in my movie theater in my house. I have a movie theater. I'm sleeping in the movie theater.
But what really set fans off was his blatant mockery about those who he deemed poor, especially 9-to-5 workers.
This is what they try to do when you get famous. You see, I let a lot of it slip because a lot of these people are just ignorant, poor people. You know, they're just poor people. They're just ignorant. So I let a lot of it, you know, whatever, man. These people are just poor dummies. You know,
There's this, you know, I hate to say it, but there's a certain segment of fucking people who get rich, right? And they act worse than other people who get rich. You know?
You know what this guy is
It's
basically
kinda like-
saying? He's basically saying, you're not black if you don't vote for me.
Basically, I don't understand what it is with certain types of people when they get rich. For some reason, they just act even worse than you know, the ones that. Okay,
I mean, it's like a child, man. When a child throws a tantrum in the store and you buy them the candy bar to shut them the fuck up, well, then they're going to keep doing it because they get the candy. That's all they care about.
Yeah,
By the way,
I can't
real quick shout out to William Freeman in the chat. Thank you. Good to see you. I do want to let William Freeman know that I have caught some of his streams in the past. I find them very enjoyable. And I look forward to contributing to your panels in the future when I do my full return.
Fantastic. In the interest of keeping my job, we're going to keep rolling.
I'm not a Joe Schmo 9-to-5 worker bee. You thought I was just some dumb black guy that just happened to get a little lucky with a couple of clips online and gain some popularity. Like Kendrick Lamar say, they not like us. They not like us.
Now, first off, you can't quote Kendrick while you're acting like
God, my anus just inverted it. Oh my God. Oh,
this is just,
cringe.
and by the way, we're just grazing the surface of this. I really recommend go watch a lot of these. The entire Christian YouTube community has just been nutting all over Billy Carson for a week straight. Every other channel has got a video exposing him and embarrassing him because this has been needed for so long. So spend some time. Just sort through all of it and just enjoy the ride. It's incredible. This is just the tip of the iceberg, boys. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in chat. It'll come out if you're watching the VOD and post. You can get it from the chat. You can just click the link. That's the original video. We're gonna watch probably, if not the whole thing, most of it. So here we go.
And secondly, now this earlier comment suddenly makes more sense. But if obliviously mocking his fans wasn't bad enough, Billy took things to another level when he admitted this.
The money that you thought you were making and the popularity you thought you were making is all going to be spent on attorney's fees. And I don't care if I win or lose. I just want you to spend money.
Now, if you aren't aware, what he just admitted to was filing what's called slap lawsuits, which are designed to silence critics and burden the defendant with legal costs until they abandon their criticism. And he even went so far as to say,
by the way, it's disgusting that this even exists. It's disgusting that you can do that. You could just basically like, oh, well, he can't afford it. So
it's disgusting enough. It's disgusting enough that it actually needed its own word. It's disgusting and it's sad. It's sad that it existed as much that it needed its own word to describe it.
We're going to be talking a lot about the injustices of the justice system tonight. There's a few things that we have to talk about because the manifesto came out for the United Healthcare CEO shooter. And later on in the show, we are going to talk about that. So it's kind of on topic.
He's going to sue the host of the podcast for
$1 million and possibly even more.
Now, not only does admitting this ruin the little bit of chances that he had at winning the lawsuit, but it also opens him up to counter lawsuits. And unsurprisingly, fans and critics alike saw this as a massive overreaction to a debate being published. But as we'll see next, Billy's excuses and evidence for his debate performance didn't just fail to clear his name, They made things far worse, with some even calling him a fraud. And speaking of fraud, before we get into that, did you know that American homeowners nationwide have over 30?
Okay, are we gonna Asmongold this
That's
shit?
an ad. Skip forward 60 seconds.
Coffee Brand Coffee. Link in the description.
Yeah, it is, bro.
On your home title today to make sure that you're not. One that was familiar with Wes and Billy's work knew exactly how it was going to go.
Billy Carson,
that
that dude, sat down with
Okay.
Wes Huff. Bro, it was a slaughter.
Yeah, that's
And given the fact that they were right, Billy tried to excuse his performance.
You know why he did it. It's because he was constantly living in the shadow of his brother Mario. That's why Luigi did it. And who can blame him? It's a me, Mario.
With some, let's just call them questionable arguments. The first explanation he gave was that he was incredibly.
Oh, one more thing. Yeah, so those will ship soon. If they don't ship soon, I'm not getting my fucking money, and Jeremy's gonna hear from me personally, and I will absolutely shit on his product because it is the fucking 11th of December, and my fucking November money still isn't here. And if their rep tells me one more goddamn time that it's coming and it's not here by the 15th, I am absolutely gonna fucking snap. That's the last I'm gonna say of that. Okay, on with the chlorophyll.
Sick, claiming that he nearly died of pneumonia days before the debate. And he showed proof of this by showing this band-aid on his arm.
And being in that weakest state, which he knew he caught me at one of my most weakest states. He saw how I only weighed 206 pounds. And again, I was so sick. And
if I ever get to debate praise, I'm gonna put a band-aid on my fucking arm, and I'm gonna Billy Carson the shit out of that. Just if I lose to praise,
I almost died. Look at the band-aid. Don't you see it? I almost died.
I had snake aids. Don't you see the band-aid, you fucking bitch? Don't you? I got a fucking ribbon.
Just tell them you got the COVID shot and you got sick from it. It'll be believable.
By the way, this is the official snake aids fucking you know how they got one for like wounded warriors and one for ass cancer and one for titty cancer. This is the Snades ribbon. This is the official Snades.
I thought
ribbon.
that was the insignia for LGBTQ, you know, the whole, isn't that their insignia?
We're inclusive. We got all kinds.
Okay.
Well, by the way, Guru, just to answer her question, Billy Carson's zipperhead wife did actually post a video of him with nose tubes in. So, I mean, there was that too. So,
are you sure they were nose tubes and not AirPods? Have you seen that fucking thing?
no, I haven't, but that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I forget. It was somebody famous who put AirPods in their nose, and then everybody started fucking doing it.
And by the way, yeah, Billy Carson's wife has also helped embarrass him significantly because she's just a dumb cunt. But by the way, it's like you should go take a look at her too at some point because she's one of those chicks where she's really, really super ugly, but spends all her time pretending she isn't. It's actually kind of funny.
Oh boy! Don't make fun of his wife. Make fun of her harder.
You know, to be quite honest with you, maybe I did bumble my words a couple times with the Sinai Bible or the Barnabas text. It's quite possible. I thought we were having a casual conversation on spirituality, and I wasn't really even fully in my right mind. I just almost died a few days before going to his house, literally. And so he took advantage of that.
Now, to be clear, I don't have any strong reason to doubt that he was sick and was actually in the hospital days before the debate. And by the way, I'm glad that he didn't die and he's better now. But if this illness really did cause him to get things wrong, then what's his excuse for saying the exact same things on podcasts before the debate?
Never got crucified. As a matter of fact, this.
Okay, yeah. So about that, it's all of the payments go out at the same time. It wouldn't have anything to do with you. I'm just getting pissed off generally at Jeremy for being a lazy cunt. He could send the money today, but whatever.
Sinai Bible, Jesus was crucified. Well, that doesn't exist in the Sinai Bible. The Sinai Bible. The Sinai Bible. But then you go to the Sinai Bible. In the Sinai Bible. And the Sinai Bible. According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
And how was he able, on the night of the debate, to go to the host's house at 2:30 in the morning while the host's wife and kids were sleeping? And immediately after the host didn't answer, he had enough energy to do this.
I come back to the house. I'm extremely angry and I'm extremely frustrated that I wasn't able to contact him. His phone was in like do not disturb mode. So I tried to call first. I tried to call him like 4 or 5 times.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, because
who would imagine?
Oh, who would imagine that at 3 o'clock in the morning a motherfucker was asleep? Yeah.
My phone records. I text him 5 or 6 times. I also text him a copy of my do not consent, and I WhatsApped him a copy of my do not consent form at the same time.
But even worse, he says that he's now...
I'm not the same almost half-dead person that you tried to talk to a few weeks ago. I've gotten my clear mind back. My brain fog is gone. My body weight's coming back. I'm lifting and working out every single day. I'm getting stronger by the second. I'm not that weak, sick person that just almost died. It was in the hospital. Coming on a show on a video feed with a IV bandage on, literally fresh off the IV tree, the big tree with all the different IV bags and all the antibiotics.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically this is true. Why didn't you just cancel? I mean, people do that. You could show them like a doctor's note.
It's just an excuse, William. Don't get lost in the sauce. It's just an excuse, and you know it. Everyone knows it. We all know it. Dogs know it. Everyone knows it.
All right.
And everything else dripping into my body. Fresh off the bag. I'm in the studio, out of boredom, really. But brain fog, tired, exhausted, can't breathe. I only got about 2 more weeks of recovery left from this pneumonia, and I'll be full strength.
Now, if that's true, then why not debate again? Wes even offered to take the video down if Billy agreed to another debate.
Billy, I will agree to all the terms and conditions of the cease and desist letter if you agree to run it back, sit down with me in person, and have another discussion.
But it seems that Billy doesn't want to take that chance. Billy's second excuse for his poor performance was that he was ambushed. The only problem is he admitted to willingly doing the debate.
And then Mark gets this guy on the live feed, and he says, "Hey, we're gonna have a little debate." I'm like, "A debate?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, your perspective of religion and stuff and so on, whatever." And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
So not only did Billy once again mess up his lawsuit by admitting this, but anyone who watched the debate could see that it clearly was not an ambush. It was one-on-one, with the moderator even siding with Billy at times. His third excuse for a bad debate performance was that Mark and Wes conspired to mess up the feed whenever he had something important to say.
And then what they did was, they're pretty slick. So every time I had something really important to say or a deep question to ask, defendant number 2 video would just magically disconnect. Boop, he's off again. Oh man, he's off again. I don't know what happened. The first time it happened, I was like, that's strange, because it didn't happen when he was talking, and his video was very clear and crisp, like almost 4K.
But this doesn't really add up. The footage only shows Wes's internet freezing, and no one can even manipulate a live feed like that. This excuse only works for people who haven't watched the full unedited footage of the debate, which you can find on Wes's channel and is also linked down below. His next excuse was that no one let him talk.
I might have bumbled the Barnabas text for the Sinai text or whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I never got a chance to answer any questions or get my voice heard. That's what really matters. But now I'm trying to ask my question. I'm getting overridden with other texts, other words from defendant number 1. He's overriding what I'm trying to say, everything I've got to ask. He's talking over me. I'm the person that's there supposed to be in this debate. I can't even get a word in. And as soon as I say one thing, the other guy...
Your Honor, the witness is a badger, habeas corpus. I object on the grounds that it makes me look like a complete asshole. Like, what the fuck is this bird law horseshit? What the fuck is he talking about? Like, the fucking...
He's just flapping his gums to distract everybody, dude. That's like literally this entire time I haven't even had to pay attention to him to realize that he's going to just keep flapping his gums to distract from the fact that he's just retarded and it doesn't make any sense.
And keep in mind, this is only bits and pieces from a 3.5 hour cope session.
Jesus, dude.
You know,
it's not like my streams where I had a bunch of people in and we'd all talk about stuff for a few hours. No, This is this man sitting in front of this AI generated image, just ranting about garbage like this for 3 hours and 20 minutes. And it was so embarrassing. And he got such a backlash that he actually ended up deleting the whole thing afterwards.
It does.
Right.
It looks like he asked an AI what God looked like, and this is the image it created.
That's what they did
And
with the
then he was
rabbit. I
like-
remember that. I don't know.
Well,
I think we talked about that
the
before,
AI
right?
About what now?
Maybe it was a clip I saw. There's I think it was maybe a Joe Rogan where like they asked AI to generate the image of a happy rabbit, and they kept telling it to make it more happy, more happy, more happy. And eventually it was like a rabbit that had transcended the concept of happy. Like they basically had AI turn a rabbit into the concept of God.
That. Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh my god. Oh. No, I don't remember that. You know who else I don't remember? Tim Pool.
Wasn't that the guy who married you guys? It was the little Mexican boy
God.
with the beanie.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Tim Pool?
See,
The
there's
Los
Santa Claus
Angeles-
T-Rex in the back. I remember him.
Yeah, it's John Tron's famous Los Angeles dinosaur.
Yeah. That's a
And
lot
it
of
was
damage.
right around Christmas time. That's what the red nose is for. Mm-hmm. Got Santa.
You know, there used to be a gift shop inside that dinosaur. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Oh,
Is it
God.
got Charlie the Christmas Raptor back there? He's real. That's canon.
Defendant number 2, he's overriding.
You couldn't see it in the photo, but Charlie the Christmas Raptor was also carrying the Sinai Bible.
Oh,
and
I heard he
talking
was
to
also
me. I'm just sitting there
transgender.
patiently just
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's
wait.
actually accurate.
Speaking of which, I think it's time for me to transition again because at one of the past streams I transitioned to she, her, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to they, them this time. Those are my pronouns now.
All right.
Oh God,
Thank
that
you.
image still gives me nightmares. Oh my God.
She's behind me still.
Burn it with fire.
It's over. Oh man, it's not in this. You know what? I won't torture you. It's okay. All right.
just quiet. Just so I saw Dan at that moment, I realized, oh, this is a contrived setup video to make me look like I'm some type of dummy and I don't know what I'm talking about. So they can go bragging to all their Christian buddies and friends in their cult and, oh, he didn't know the answer to these 2 questions. Not really.
But anyone who's seen the debate knows that this just isn't true. He had plenty of time to speak. Important times for him to make his case. He still only managed responses like these.
Referring to the Gospel of Barnabas as anything other than.
If you say it's an forgery, yes, but I'm going to go with that. Let's talk about the Old Testament a little bit. That's fair enough. I can respect that. So let's go into the Old Testament a little bit.
And even in my last video of him, I have a clip of him talking for almost 4 minutes straight, uninterrupted. And finally, Billy implied that AI or deepfake technology was used to manipulate the footage.
This is a video of me speaking in Korean. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 빌리 카슨입니다. 포비든 노랫개로도 알려. Very easy to do, especially when you're editing.
But that was a deepfake that Billy made. There's literally no evidence to suggest that anyone besides Billy created a deepfake of Billy. And even worse, Billy tried to obtain the footage the same night, long before he could have ever known about any supposed manipulation. So now that you've heard these excuses, you can ask yourself, if Billy truly believed these excuses, you would think that he would take the chance to prove everyone wrong now that he...
I love how you accidentally made this tie into the theme of the evening. Well,
I know, isn't that interesting how that worked out? Yeah, I know.
It's fantastic.
By the way, and that is my one issue with AI moving forward. In fact, probably my biggest issue is that stupid assholes will use it to try to pretend they didn't say stupid shit when they did.
Yeah, but also anytime anyone says anything in court, you could just be like, Your Honor, AI.
Well, that's true as well. Yeah.
This is very clearly digitally manipulated by an artificial intelligence. Move to strike.
It's going to be weaponized. I think that's probably the scariest thing for me to think about.
Already is. There was a case with a fucking there was a principal, and one of the students had manipulated him into saying racial slurs, like manipulated a fake phone call that never happened.
Bye,
Oh no, it
basement
wasn't a
dweller,
student.
I
It was
miss
like
you.
a gym teacher.
Or to
Maybe
say
we
bye,
could
the
roll
basement dweller. He's taken off.
Oh,
appreciate
okay.
you, buddy. Good
Yeah,
to see ya.
It was good to see you. I know you gotta work tonight. Yeah. Hey, listen. At least when we manipulated like fucking Joe Biden or fucking praise or whatever, it was very obvious that he didn't say that. If we wanted to make him it seem like he actually said something about throwing his mother throwing diarrhea in his eye and giving him pink eye, we could have very easily done that. There's high quality photos of him on the internet. I don't know if that was ever one of his complaints, but I feel like I should just get ahead of that. But yeah, we might play the diarrhea thing later just because it's in keeping with the theme of AI. So
he's recovered, right? Well, unfortunately, after excusing his debate performance, he attempted to justify his claims with new evidence. And here's where things got even worse. So about an hour into the stream, he finally started to address the claims that he made in the debate for why he believes that Jesus wasn't crucified. And if you recall, the first piece of evidence was that the Sinai Bible didn't mention that Jesus was crucified. But when Wes literally pulled the text off of his shelf to show Billy otherwise, Billy backtracked, claiming that he'd misspoken and was referring to the Gospel of Barnabas.
I have a question. What does he believe Jesus did do then? If he wasn't crucified, was he the Son of God? Or was
he's said different things in the past. He said Jesus doesn't exist. Jesus is a reincarnated ancient Egyptian deity or something. He's also said that he was an Atlantean. He said he was an alien. He said a lot of things, a lot of various things at different times over the years. So I don't know what the hell he actually believes, to be honest with you, about Jesus.
Well, Jesus definitely sacrificed himself because it's like the most important part of the story. It's
he told
so
a big
powerful.
He told a big old long thing where he was explaining that he thought that Jesus, like in between his years of his ministry, like from when he was like 13 until he was like 30, that he was traveling like all over the world, going to like, India and learning Buddhism and Reiki healing and stuff like that, and learned all of this, Eastern mysticism, and then came back and started his ministry. He's got crazy shit like that, he says.
Well, I feel like if Jesus did do that, then and that he thought that was something that would be important, then he would put that in the Bible.
So or there would be any other singular historical textual reference to it, that too.
Yeah.
The
empirical.
Couple of things about this photo, though. Isn't that a gosh darn flipping crucifix right there? I feel like that.
I don't.
It's either that or the Millennium Puzzle.
I can barely see it. I don't really know what that is. It looks more like the Vitruvian Man by Da Vinci. I don't know.
And the other question is, why is there a fucking paperclip on this super old document that's damaged? Right over here on the right. What asshat did that?
Probably the guy that tried to make it look old forgot about it or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And that made it all the more strange to see during his live stream him try to justify his original claim about the Sinai Bible.
Well, that in the Sinai Bible, it appeared that Jesus had never been crucified. I said it's quite possible that Jesus was never crucified. Not once anywhere that say Jesus was never crucified. It says quite possible that Jesus was never crucified, or he might not have been crucified, depending on what podcast I was on.
So not once, not anywhere did he ever say that Jesus was never crucified, right? Well, out of Billy's own mouth,
never got crucified. Jesus was crucified. Well, that doesn't exist in the Sinai Bible. According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
And again, what makes it so strange is that if he really did misspeak during the debate by referring to the Sinai Bible,
I misquoted there. It's the Gospel of Barnabas.
Then why was he trying to defend it during his live stream by putting up this image on his screen in defense of that initial claim? And by looking at this, I'm glad to see that he's done more homework. But the only problem is none of the points on this sheet change the fact that Codex Sinaiticus includes Jesus' crucifixion in nearly every New Testament book. Even his point about the shorter ending of Mark doesn't help, since Mark still includes the crucifixion. So none of this refutes or really even addresses a single fact that West gave. But even more wild was the evidence that he gave in support of his claim that Jesus had a wife. In order to argue for the legitimacy of this known forgery that allegedly claims that Jesus had a wife, Billy used this clip right here as evidence.
What really matters is the kind of scientific testing that's been done and that kind of work.
So this scrap is tiny.
It goes on to talk about how much scientific testing has been done. She really believes, and she's gone on dozens of interviews about this, that this thing was real. Now,
but this video that he's using is this one right here, and it was made back in 2014 before the fragment was universally acknowledged as a forgery. And even worse, the lady in the clip, Karen King, who popularized the fragment, she even admitted that it was likely a forgery 2 years after the clips that he showed, once she found out that the text was copied from the internet. She even said that the guy who gave her the fragment obviously lied. But to his credit, Billy does seem to acknowledge this fact to some degree, but then says that maybe she crumbled due to a Christian conspiracy, which he doesn't have the slightest bit of evidence for, nor does it explain why non-Christian scholars who studied it, like Mark Goodacre, came to the same conclusion while providing piles of evidence in support of that conclusion. And once again, the sheet that Billy put up on the screen literally does nothing to support his claim or refute anything that West stated during their debate. And yet, Billy even went so far as to say,
I always tell you guys in all the podcasts that I'm in, don't believe what I say, research what I say. Everyone's entitled to gain or find their own opinion.
But the last time that happened, he claimed that he was ambushed and threatened to sue everyone. The Bible says that the one who states his case first seems right until the other comes and examines him. And as soon as anyone genuinely takes the time to examine Billy's claims about Christianity, then it all comes crashing down for him. And to make everything worse, he didn't have hardly any sources on any of the sheets for people to verify. And when one of his fans asked him to provide a source, he responded with insults.
You can tell this is written for me. No, I'm taking this from the source, Mr. Whoever you are in the live chat. Of course, this is cut and pasted from the direct source, from actual academic books. I'm not giving you this off my dome. I'm reading academic books.
That might have even been me, actually, in the chat. That might have actually even been me. I was...
Are you for real?
Yeah, I was using a different name, but I was throwing various kinds of shade when he was doing this. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, I'm just picturing Smokey there sipping a nice beverage, having a big smile on his face while he types.
Oh, I loved every minute of it, man. It was, oh, God, it was most fun I ever had with my clothes on, buddy, I tell you.
Chef's kiss, right?
Oh, God. Hey, so I fully intend to do 2.5 hours like I always do, but I have to go take a walk or something because I'm in my 26th hour without sleep. So I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to let it play. How many more minutes do we have?
All right. Can everyone watch my stream while I go have a cigarette?
No, I need to wake the fuck up. So I got to go get some caffeine. I'm going to let it play.
You'll stick your head in the snow, buddy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It all melted because we got rain because it was fucking 50 degrees out today.
Okay, all right.
Because I live in New York and nobody knows what the fucking weather's going to be until it gets here.
Yep.
It is a complete mystery to every fucking weatherman. You might as well, Ray, we have a dartboard.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. As far as we know, as long as the weather permits, Ray will be in studio.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I might even
Ray
come in
will be
costume.
studio. I'm gonna be in costume. I'm gonna wear my Victorian outfit.
I can come as Monkey D. Luffy.
It's not in the theme, but yeah, fuck it, do it. I don't care.
Oh, I'll tell the story. I'll tell the story of the last time I wore that too. That'll be good.
Hell yeah. Or the Bruce Lee one with the dick.
Yeah, I can wear that too.
The dick incident. Wear them both. Wear them both, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. And I could swap
Put a Santa
on the
hat
fly.
on and be like, I'm from the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gay Wolverine. Anyway,
my
here we
appearance
go.
is Gorn Black.
Oh my God, I can't wait to do that for the movie.
I had a lot of ideas that I'll
can't
spitball at you for it, by the way.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to shoot that. I've been so fucking caught up. I meant to put out a video. My phone's running out of storage. I have to move things around. It's fucking crazy. But yes. Oh, there is a channel that is good for weather. His name is Max Velocity. And that is his fucking YouTube channel. And he does basically, I've been watching YouTube channels for the weather because the weather apps are fucking garbage.
The best, best weather channel on YouTube is actually the News Unit. I'm just going to say that. That is my favorite weather channel. Is the News Unit.
Know what? He does actually do the weather. I forgot.
He does a lot of the weather. Yep, does a lot of it. And he'll cover any area you want. Go to the News Unit. What is it these days? News Unit Network or something like that. Go find them.
Like that.
Go find the News Unit and just pop in his chat. Hey, Dave, tell me what's going on at this place. You know, what type of weather patterns. And he'll go through the whole thing for you. He'll do it right there with you. And he knows what he's doing. He used to do it on actual local news programs. So, like, he knows his shit. He's essentially a meteorologist. God, I miss Dave. I wish Dave was here.
I miss Dave too. I saw that I was skimming Praise's thing the other night just to see who he's talking shit about, because he was like skating around the topic of Smokey's an asshole without saying Smokey, mentioning our channel or anything. But the innuendo was there, especially in the title of his fucking video about anti-free grace. And I saw that he was shitting on Dave. I'm just like, fucking leave Dave alone. What the fuck does he have to, you know, he tried to come in and play nice with the whacks over on you. Whatever. It's not worth wasting the time. But I did see that he was shitting on him, and I was like, oh, I miss Dave. Anyway, I'm going to let the video play. I got to go take a walk and wake the fuck up here for a minute. Because this will actually be the second live stream I've done today. The first one was on reality. And I can't. I'm just fucking spent, but I really want to do this because I have so much I want to talk about. I'm just exhausted. All right. I'll be right back.
Tune in. Get your head on right. This is basic IQ stuff.
But conveniently, he didn't give the names of those academic books, so he still didn't provide any sources. And it's at this point that we can start to see Billy unravel more and more, which leads to his diatribes against God, the Bible, and Christianity. And it's here we start to see the real Billy Carson. So as the live stream went on, Billy began to show more and more hostility towards Christians. He started by calling the God of the Bible a sadistic narcissist.
What is a sadistic narcissist? Let's take a look at some of the traits and see if we can compare them to this quote-unquote
look in the mirror, fag.
If your God of the Bible is so powerful, why does he need to kill everybody and have all these wars? You're all-knowing, all-powerful, all-omnipotent, yet you can't stop one brother from killing the other one. Till this very day.
Next, he turned his attention to biblical figures like Abraham, mocking his faith and his character.
Now, the fact that this man was willing to do this shows me how ignorant he was. You see, that's the difference between me and this guy. Now, they will preach to you all this stuff about him being this great holy man because he proved himself to God. No, he proved himself to be a doggone idiot. Is what he proved himself to be.
And finally, Billy attacked Christians themselves, accusing them of being easily manipulated.
You've been heavily manipulated to the point where you don't even know who the hell you are. It's really scary that there's that many NPCs walking around on this planet.
Oh, the projection is off the charts.
Man. No empathy. I gave you the definition of that earlier. Sadistic narcissism, lack of empathy, controlling, quick to anger,
tiny
jealous,
syndrome.
envious.
That's what
I am a jealous God. Didn't he say that? Some of you will, some of you won't. Some of you will still be stuck in believing the current ideology and dogma that you've been fed. How come I can see that and understand that, but you guys can't? And you're wrapped up in the actual religion itself.
And ironically, he also said this about the church.
The church itself obfuscates or suppresses information or changes things or forces things to not be released.
But this is ironic because this is exactly what he is trying to do with these slap lawsuits. So if it's wrong for the church to suppress information and not have it released, then why is he giving everything that he has to doing exactly that? He also goes on to talk about how God condones slavery, sexual slavery, and genocide, all of which I've covered in detail in a playlist link below. But Billy doesn't just stop there. He spent at least a third of his stream glorifying himself, talking like the main character in an action film.
You're trying to put together a global network for one man. That's how scared you are of me. You guys are horrified of Billy Carson, aren't you? You're horrified. We got to end this guy. He's too big. You can't take down a self-made man. They have to network with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world to supposedly end Billy Carson's career. Not only are they not ending my career, they're making me more famous because they call my name
famous
out
as an
every 5
idiot.
minutes. I'm
You
on
ended
their
your own
tongue and
career,
their lips
dumbass.
every minute of the day. When they go to sleep, they dream about me. When they wake up, the first thing they do before they kiss their wife or their boyfriend, they talk about me. They post me and call my name 24 hours a day, nonstop. They're absolutely infatuated with me. And nobody puts out more volume of videos and content than I do. Not nobody in the world.
I bet
Not
he
one
puts out
single
more
person.
booty hole than anyone else.
Oh, I
too.
got all the information.
Spreads
You
those
think you
fucking
have a big
cheeks.
organization. What you don't know is you don't have as big an organization as you think. You got a lot of followers, which are just sheep. But I have people everywhere on the planet. I touch a percentage of the planet every day. Me, one man. I touch a percentage of the planet. You guys haven't even come close to that. The RCMP, the BPD, the CAFC. Fortunately, I have fans in those places. You just never know when you're poking a real bear. So I want to thank these gangbangers for creating all this controversy and all this energy and stirring it up and then sending it to me because I'm taking it. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
And he consistently
What a
bragged about his
fucking
connections to powerful
retard.
people, threatening lawsuits and implying an untouchable status.
You think your cult is so huge and so massive. I've got people in every area of politics. And yes, I still call them polytricksters, but I've got people in politics. I've got people in 3-letter agencies. They come on tour with me.
I bet Pelosi
I've got
does.
people in government. I've got people in countries, powerful people that support. I've got billionaires. I've got billionaires' numbers on my cell phone. Billionaires that I can just call right now and have casual conversations with. I hang out with them. We've got voice recordings of conversations that you guys have been putting out there. See, you don't know who's on the other end of that phone that supports us. You think they're supporting you. You never know when you're going to poke a bear. But the original video that I did not consent to, I'll be paid my pound of flesh for every appearance that it shows up on the entire internet. I will be. Trust me. Or there'll be judgments.
Yeah,
and when you go to buy a house or when you go to sell something, when you go to do anything, I'll have to get paid first. And I'm going to take all that money, all those winnings, and I'm going to buy a huge strip of land. Me and my wife already figured it out today. We're going to buy a huge strip of land and we're going to build mini homes on there for homeless people with all the money.
All right, now, while his bravado might seem
Okay.
entertaining, it comes across as incredibly insecure and nothing more than a desperate attempt to recover from a poor debate performance. But I will say this, in fairness to Billy, getting tons of hate online isn't easy for anyone to deal with. Very few people are equipped to handle that level of criticism, and it's clear that he feels betrayed,
Yep, gotta have
especially
balls
by
of
friends
steel,
who once
boys.
shared his same views, but recently converted to Christianity. Now, this context doesn't excuse his behavior, but it might help to explain
just
it.
not
So
lie.
Billy seems to be
I
going
know
through
what
a
you're
lot right
talking
now.
about,
And
then you
let's
don't need
pray for
balls at all.
Billy that this moment would lead him closer to the truth rather than running further away from it. If he does, I'm confident that the facts will show him that Jesus really is who he said he is. Not a person who embodied Christ consciousness, but instead the creator of the universe in human flesh who came down from heaven to solve a problem that no one else could solve, our broken relationship with God. So all in all, Billy's entire live stream was a really bad look for him. And if you look at the comments on his video, unless he deleted a lot, the absolute vast majority of them are negative towards Billy. And I wasn't even able to get to all of the problems that he had in this video. Much more can be said, but this video has gone on too long as it is. So let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, check out the book recommendations in the description to learn
I'm
more.
pretty sure
All
I'm
right?
blocked
See you
now,
guys
by
next
the way.
time.
What?
I'm pretty sure
Joe
I'm blocked
Rogan
on
has
this
gotten
channel.
so
Oh,
popular,
no,
it is
autoplay.
insane. I'm actually kind of
Oh, it's
surprised.
not auto
Because
playing,
Joe
is
Rogan,
it?
Yeah, Joe Rogan
Yep.
destroyed the mainstream
God
media.
damn
I
it,
feel like the
William.
mainstream media,
Oh,
by the way,
no.
destroyed
Call him,
itself.
bro.
Yeah, it's not really Joe Rogan. It's
you
just that
dumb
people got
cunt.
alienated from mainstream media, and Joe Rogan was there to kind of be, their rebound, basically.
Joe Rogan's not a journalist. He's never claimed to be, nor has he ever tried to be. He seems to just be a man who likes talking to people and hearing their thoughts and topics that he doesn't know too much about. He's curious, often skeptical, and values truth, which is why he doesn't really take too kindly when people, especially news networks and journalists,
Trust
start
me,
spreading
Guru,
lies.
if I could, I
It's something
would.
CNN has been doing to him over the last few years, and nothing's more satisfying than watching Joe Rogan expose these people for what they truly are. Like with Joe's feud with the quote-unquote most trusted name in news, Don Lemon. It all began.
By the way,
the
Don
Lemon Man.
Lemon is the one who got taken off of CNN, and he was on Twitter for a while, but he got so much hate and so many people were shitting on him that he had to publicly announce that he was leaving Twitter.
During the pandemic, when Rogan revealed that he didn't see the point of getting a vaccine if you were young or healthy.
You're like 21 years old, and you say to me, "Should I get vaccinated?" I go, "No." Are you healthy? If you're a healthy person and you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well, and like, I don't think you need to worry about this.
When he contracted the virus himself, he took to social media to let his followers know how he was treating it with a cocktail of different medications.
Oh, I forgot about this. So, oh my God. So they put Joe Rogan's video. I don't know if he's going to cover this, but the video that they posted of Joe Rogan on like main.
Thank the Lord.
Thank fuck.
Oh gosh.
Hey, here's an idea. Turn the autoplay off, you fucking asshole.
What happened?
Turn your
the
autoplay
off, you dumb dick.
It's off.
Clearly not.
Is that
Why?
coke
No, I
on
just-
your nose? Did you
What?
just do a line of coke?
No, I just my wife was making cookies. I hold on.
This is a callback to me and William's first meme when I called him a coked out kike.
Accurate.
Oh God. Nothing. Cut to.
Are you the amazing Lucas now doing coke in between fucking videos?
Where the fuck is the commercial? Cut to a. Can somebody please
Coffee
cut
brand
to
coffee.
Where the fuck? Cut
Link
to
in
the
description.
commercial.
Oh, hey there, everybody at the Comb Club call. Your old pal, Jingle Bell Joey. Just wanted to say to everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, delightful Diwali, and good whatever the fuck Kwanzaa is. Yeah, so Legal wanted us to let you know that the adventures of Joe Biden is a parody of the 46th President of the United States. But the actual character, i.e. Jabippy, Joe Bags, Jamflo Joey, and Joey Ronald McDonald, Biden, etc., are legally distinct characters that are visually and auditorially dissimilar enough to be considered distinct intellectual property under DMCA. I'm sorry I stumbled my way through that. Sometimes brain not work too good, you know what I'm saying? But you know what really helps me when brain not braining? Good old cup of Joe. Oh, this? Oh, it's not Starbucks. It's actually today's sponsor. Coffee brand coffee. 12-ounce crown bag of this will set you back $18. Well, that's about 40 cups of coffee. Comes out to less than 50 cents a cup. For comparison, Starbucks, an Americano in the short version, which is about an 8-ounce cup, costs you about $4.12 a cup. Yeah, that's a lot more. I'm not good at math, but I'd say that's good value. The shop's got a lot more than coffee, too. It's also got tea, hot cocoa, and snacks like popcorn. You can even make a gift basket for Christmas. If you order now, it'll even be on time for the holidays. I just want to remind everyone that supporting our sponsors helps support the channel. Let's just keep doing this on a regular basis, like daily uploads, which I'll be returning to every single fucking day. Enjoy the video, the live stream podcast thing. Anyway, get back to my instruction manual. North of Curatole, North Pacific Ocean. Huh. North Korea. Went your cards. Welcome. Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. I forgot I was on the big screen. Okay, what do I? Is this it? That's the no. Yes.
You just use magical cylinders there, bro.
By the way, I feel much better. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't do coke, but I did do something disgusting with caffeine.
Did you
my
snort your
wife had
coffee?
baking. My wife had no, almost. You're getting closer. Okay, my wife had cacao powder, right?
Oh.
So like 100% pure cacao, and so
The cacao?
I took a little and I just went like this on the gums, and I didn't have time to make a pot of coffee, obviously. So what I did was my hot water gets to about boiling. I did like a little tea bag, and that wasn't working, so I just poured the coffee brand coffee in and kind of stirred it up with a fucking thing, with a swizzle stick, and I did a shot, and I was like, "Oh, that was awful. One more will do it." Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh god, you got to even
I
it
feel
out.
so much better. Like the double caffeinated is no joke. It doesn't fuck around. I'm good. Are you good? I'm good. This is a stream. We're streaming right now. Anyway, I'm gonna turn my camera off.
I'm not going to ask questions about how cocoa powder is white. We're just going to move on.
You just got to cut it the right way, Smokey.
Oh my god! You know how funny it would be if I got drug tested at work now.
Better stop doing the fentanyl.
I'm gonna have to stop eating poppy seed bagels, I guess. Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
So can I?
When
can I
they
ask
hauled
some
me
questions?
in front of
So it has been an hour, so I'm gonna go and leave you guys to do the rest of your stream. I definitely have thoughts on the whole CEO murder thing and AI and all that, but I'll leave that to you guys. I can always, I don't know, give my comments on that at a later date or something. But you guys take over and have yourselves a lovely evening, and I'll see you next week for the wonderful Christmas stream.
Thanks, bro.
Hooray! Christmas episode! Yay!
I'm gonna go finish doing Christmas shopping and probably watch National Lampoons or something. I don't know. Figure something out. Try to nurse this horrible, disgusting fucking cold that I got saddled with, and probably clear my head up a little bit, maybe with a shot of whiskey.
Not gonna say who give it to you. Not gonna mention that.
Not gonna mention names as to who made me so deathly fucking ill that I almost want to kill myself. So, I'm sorry. Terms of service: unalive myself with a pew pew. Okay, all right, guys. Have yourselves a lovely evening, and I will chat with you guys later.
Have a good one, Carl. I'm sorry. Terms of service: unalive myself with a pew pew, and I'm like in Minecraft.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like Fortnite type shit.
Oh god, I'm not even kidding. Coffee brand coffee kicks like a fucking mule.
I can tell, buddy.
Holy shit!
Your tism is through the roof right now.
Oh, my wife was so mad because I like rushed back downstairs because he called me and he's like, the autoplay's on.
Oh god. It was so funny because I know he doesn't like Asmongold, and that's what was playing.
Yeah. The thing is, the way he said it made it sound like Brazilian wax tutorial was playing. You know what I mean? That's legal on fucking YouTube.
Oh, have you seen that that fat black lady who shows you how to suck a dick with grapefruit? The grapefruit trick? I don't remember what the video is called. That was funny as fuck. Oh god.
How do you stay erect? Sorry, Guru. I know this is probably grossing you out, but just
I came up with a joke earlier and I wanted to run it by you and hear what you thought. Okay. So what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Do you want me to actually answer the question or no?
Sure, go for it.
The you know what? Fuck it. The chicken.
Well, I say the rooster came first. The hen didn't get off until the egg came out.
Hilarious. I'm gonna die.
Damn.
Where is the video that I want? The rapid takeover. Okay. So this is, what is this bitch's name? I actually have to look. I'm sorry. She might actually. No, she won't. All of our views went down when Carl left. It's okay. We'll get them back. We'll get them back, boys. Fucking, this is Halo Haley. I only came across her accidentally because sometimes my recommendations are on point, and this time it was. By the way, this is how the video starts. So we're in for a real treat.
Yeah.
That's like a reverse a Hagao face. That's like they're putting chemical.
What is that?
In the frogs. They're putting frogs in the chemicals that turn the water gay.
What's that thing you're just? What face? What is that?
A Hagao.
Yeah. What is that?
You know what the fuck that is, motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I've never heard of that before.
We're gonna keep going. I am not getting a 2-week ban for that shit. No fucking way. No shot.
Oh god.
You want to fucking here's this? If anybody else wants to, here.
Oh boy.
I think this is the spelling. There you go. There it is. You go Google that yourself at your own peril. All right. Go to images. Don't go to images. Bing is better. I'm not going to explain why. Anyway.
Yeah, it's Ask Jeeves. You got to go to Ask Jeeves.
Man, this coffee's strong. Anyway, so this bitch is going to be talking about a Coca-Cola ad that was done recently for the holidays with completely done in AI, and her spurg fit about it was so fucking priceless.
I am actually terrified for the future of AI because at this point, it is starting to become inescapable because Coca-Cola has been under fire lately for producing their annual holiday.
They were so under fire that I didn't hear about it until this lovely young woman did a video about it.
There's a coming commercial in complete AI generation with birds that wake up looking like they're morphing into themselves, random shots of animals that don't look real and whose snouts don't even go under the water because AI can't generate such a complicated scene. And then we start showing
yet it can't produce a complicated scene.
So this is what she's all on a tizzy about. Like the realistically, if I was in her shoes, the biggest concern for AI would be the fact that AI is going to make porn of me, especially as a woman, where that,
that's it's probably already been done. If I'm being, honest.
it already is being used for that. Like I can tell you for a fact.
No, I mean for her specifically. I bet that there's. I bet that honestly, I don't want to go to Bing right now because.
No, man.
I'm a married man.
Yeah.
Several choppy clips of the Coca-Cola trucks that don't last more than a second because AI struggles to generate anything that doesn't look like it's in.
No, that's not why. It's because this is the TikTok generation, and they've got this down to a mathematical quantitative fucking state. Where if you don't maintain a fucking shot if you maintain a shot for longer than 5 seconds, you will lose the attention of the consumer. And I know this because my son was trying to watch fucking CoComelon, right? And I was like, what? It's just them singing about fucking swinging, right? Like nothing. But CoComelon is banned in our house because I was looking at it. I was like, man, there's a lot of cutaways on this shit. And I looked into it. We counted how long it was for. 3 to 5 seconds per angle, and they're already on to something else. That is the primary reason why the shot keeps changing. because if you're on something for more than 3 to 5 seconds, the consumer no longer has the attention span to actually understand what's going on. Also, I'd like to point out that this fucking Coca-Cola ad is not as reprehensible as she says, because at least they're showing the fucking product.
Who gives a shit, man? It's for fucking poison water anywhere. Like, who literally gives a shit?
Yeah,
she's making a big tizzy about it for content, but like, this is the least of the worries.
You are going to shit a solid gold brick when she hears what her solution to the problem is. The so-called problem. Oh, yeah, it's just as retarded as you think it is, I'm sure, or worse.
Imploding in on itself if it lasts longer than that. More AI generated scenes of animals that look out of place as it's literally snowing and this dog has not one flake of snow on its coat. Another scene of...
I just want to point out that, look, okay, so she says that, and here's 2 fucking squirrels with snow on the coat. I just want to point out that the dog is fucking white. How would you notice? It's a fucking white lab. And who cares?
Oh, I'm losing brain cells the longer that she talks. I want you to know.
I'm losing brain cells, but it doesn't have anything to do with this. It has more to do with the coffee.
Squirrels that look laughably fake, like they didn't even try to make them look real, and a random cartoon snowman that doesn't fit the rest of the ad's aesthetic at all. That can't even...
How does this not fit the aesthetic?
Because it's white.
It's it's polar bears. It's a white lab. That is, you said that as like a joke, but that is literally the aesthetic. It's winter and white. I just don't, I don't
Yeah, but Christmas, it supports the patriarchy. You know, we can't support the patriarchy. Straight white men are all the problem. The only problem in the world is because of straight white men.
Guru, is it too loud or too quiet?
It's probably too loud.
Because for me, it's very quiet.
I see.
Correctly, a shot of the stillest looking trucks you've ever seen. Like,
she says the stillest looking trucks she's ever seen as we're literally watching them roll down the street.
Where the goddamn wheels aren't even spinning. A shot where 3 raccoons morph into a hole of a tree out of literally thin air, and more of just pure AI sloppy garbage that looks lazy,
oh God, just like her.
disgustingly smooth, lifeless, hollow, ugly, and most of all, a barren freaking wasteland that no human being on this planet could ever...
It doesn't look like a barren wasteland. There's shit everywhere. Look, there's fucking Santa Claus out here.
Look at all the houses.
It's like, yeah, the ticky-tack fucking turn of the century brick houses, 1950s. Fucking, I just, okay.
Ever produce. And at the end of this ad, they have the audacity to say,
oh, God.
Coca-Cola, real magic. Could you...
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Be any more insulting? No one single thing about that ad was real, and nothing...
She's gonna turn. If any man actually decides to marry her, she's gonna turn that man into an alcoholic. There's no doubt in my fucking mind. Like, look at that right there. You just stop. Just close your mouth. Be quiet.
How many times do I have to tell yous to take out the fucking trash on Tuesday night? Because if you don't, it comes at 8 o'clock and you sleep through it. And then the bins, if they're not on the curb, they're gonna... Yeah, that's the face of a woman that doesn't intend on staying with anyone for too long. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. I can tell that she really only has one merit, if I had to guess, and it would be with her mouth, but it's not what she's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna guess her fucking relationships last about as long as the shots in the Coca-Cola ad, about 3 to 5 seconds. Anyway.
Yeah. She must be talented.
About that ad created any sort of holiday magic within me whatsoever. In fact, I would say that the more ads begin to do this, which they are, they will single-handedly eliminate the Christmas spirit in its entirety.
Okay. So so you derive Christmas spirit from fucking ads on television?
Yep.
That's
right.
part of your Christmas nostalgia.
Well, Black Friday is also
fucking-
probably a part of the spirit of the holidays. You know, Black Friday. That's more important than, you know, Jesus dying. Got to get
By
my
the way,
fucking 15% off.
record low sales on Black Friday this year.
Gee, I wonder why.
In the garbage. And not only that, but I mean, sales in general are down. Most people just shopped online at their convenience, and people started shopping as early as October this year.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows, and people got caught. People got caught last year marking things up, red labeling. At like Walmart and Target got caught red labeling. So,
you mean like outside of Black Friday or during Black Friday?
During Black Friday, they got caught red labeling. They basically red labeling is basically where you put a different colored label on a fucking product to make it seem like it's a lower price, right? Because normally people associate different, like if it's not a standard, most discount. Like if you go to Walmart, you go to a discount rack, it's all in red, right? And it says $3 reduced, whatever, for like pajamas or whatever the fuck you get. And so they red labeled things that they actually marked up. Not now.
See.
And they called it a sale.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if that's illegal or not, but it should be.
I don't think it is illegal. And
I mean,
I guess if you're
I mean, how often do you, like, when you go to Walmart, how often do you buy like a high-end consumer product, like a television or a game system or like power tools or whatever? Like, basically never. Like once or twice a year will I have to replace something. I generally go around my house trying to fix as many things as possible before I actually have to fucking go buy a new one.
Well, you have, unless you're saying that all of these companies that sell things like that are working together as a coordinated effort, then you can just go to other places with like Amazon or Google, type in what you're looking for a TV. You have a million different places you can get a TV from that probably aren't scalping you.
Right, exactly. But the thing is that people who normally just shop at Walmart, it's just a matter of course. Like on a regular basis, they go to fucking Walmart for groceries.
Well, those people are the people that are in that situation that you're talking about are just blind. They're just like cash cows that are getting milked by the big conglomerates.
Yeah, but you and I both know that the term Walmart American is a real fucking thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And there's a lot of them, right? And I don't think it's fair because, like, unless you're one of these people, because the only reason that
hold on. Let me say this, bro. Am I supposed to be concerned with every NPC in the game? Like, there's just so many, bro, and they literally don't really have a purpose. So, like, I can't worry about all of them. My concern is not with the NPCs. My concern is with the players that are on my team.
Well, that's what I'm about to say, though, is that, like, let's say you're not a Walmart American and you wanted to just try this Black Friday shit because you just happen to have the fucking day off, right? You know, like, I almost do every year because I always have Thursdays off, period, end of story. And fucking Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday. So I always kind of like think, like, well, maybe I'll take a look and see what's going on. I never do. But,
dude. Do you remember when we worked at Walmart on Black Friday? Like, it was a nightmare, dude. Just walking through the store was.
You remember the kangaroo?
Nightmare. I remember they had like fucking spaghetti for us or something. That's what they gave us. They gave us like fucking spaghetti, and we didn't get. We couldn't buy anything on Black Friday. We literally couldn't.
Yeah, you weren't allowed. So yeah, if you were a fucking but that fucking spindly guy that got caught scalping video games did. What's this guy? He was a fucking assistant manager. Boy, they were all fucking crooked. Yeah. They were all fucking crooked. They were all on the dole. But,
I mean, but that's any kind of bureaucracy, because that Walmart was like a bureaucracy. It's like the people who strive for the positions of power generally are the corrupt people.
One year,
a good man. Let me say this and hear your opinion on it. A good man doesn't strive for power.
Obviously.
Okay.
Everybody who makes power their goal is ultimately corrupted by it. You could just look around. I don't even know if that's in the Tao, but if it is, it's just like, yeah, just look.
Well, that's not even power. That you're trying to force things in that situation. You're trying to force. You're not allowing things to happen as they should be. You are trying to force your will, impose your will on the grand orchestration of things for an outcome that you want. But that's not power. Power is effortless. It's something that you have without even having to exert. That's power. And so power can really only be over yourself. It can be over the thoughts that you choose to give power to, the emotions that you choose to embellish, the words that you choose to speak. That's your power. That's the only power you fucking have. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how much you can bench press or deadlift. I can stick a knife in your fucking heart and you will die. So that clearly,
like everybody else.
Yeah, like every other human being. Like in that Billy Carson video, he was acting real fucking tough, but it's the same thing, bro. Like, one bullet will take you out, man. You're not that tough. A human being, we're very fragile.
Oh, we're gonna get to one bullet Luigi here by the end of the night.
Oh, that's some shooter, right? I saw the highlight, but I didn't hear anything about it. So this will be good.
We're gonna talk about United Healthcare and everything because I'm like more or less right in the middle of this story. I'm not like part of the story, but like I'm in the middle of all the fucking ideology and everything that goes on. And I have not made up my mind about certain parts of this. I'm going to consign myself to make up my mind about this. Not because it's important, but just because I need to learn a few things about myself here. Because I think how I actually feel is probably wrong, and I need to reconcile that.
Wait, so what do you mean by that, though? Well, hold on, though. What do you mean by that?
Because at the end of the day, I'm not sure I fucking care.
About what?
I mean, it's just fucking, it's like, in a way, it's just Morty's killing Morty's. You know what I mean?
Why would you care? Why does it doesn't matter?
Well, no, it's just like, because the healthcare system is very clearly taking everyone for a fucking ride. And this motherfucker had it coming. But I also, part of me does feel bad because this dude killed a guy who has 2 fucking kids. And then at some point, it's like, well, maybe he was asking for it, being a fucking prick.
There's both good and bad that arise from that dude's death. There's both good and bad.
Yeah.
And that's the way.
And the other thing is that,
is.
like, the other thing is this shooter only killed one guy. It's not like the fucking Unabomber where he killed a whole bunch of fuckers. You know what I mean? It's not like there was any like collateral damage. It was just like, that's the guy. He labeled the fucking bullets.
Here's my take on it, is that it's not his job to kill another human being. That's not his job. That's not any of our jobs. It's not your job to be the vengeance of God. Trust me, I'd like that. I would love that, but it's not our job. So that guy was in the wrong. I don't care if that guy is the biggest crook, sinner, the devil himself. The devil is not our enemy to face. The devil is God's enemy to face.
You know what? I think actually, I think we're done with this broad because she pretty much just keeps going on like this forever. And I think we should just talk. I think we should just quickly talk about the fucking shooter because we're on the topic. Yeah. And I care way more about that for my own personal fucking expansion or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I got Asmongold's video because I think Asmongold's take on this is brain dead. Absolutely cringe.
I mean, he's pretty smooth brain.
Yeah, when it comes, he's like his solutions are fucking retarded. And then I actually have to bring it up. I'm actually pulling up my fucking Facebook Messenger because that's where I sent it to with the timestamps. He's gonna say some super hypocritical fucking shit about the law and legal and this, that, and the other fucking thing. And so, oh my god, Goku is my fucking okay. I'm gonna share that to. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it and I will share it to you later. It's a fucking Goku meme. that I made. Yeah,
Nice.
it was apparently like 9. Holy shit, 9 fucking years ago. God damn, that's an old one. Anyway, yeah. So I just his solution is a single payer healthcare system, and basically what that means is it's like Obamacare, but no mandate for fucking like paying for healthcare. So it does beg the question, like, how does this get paid for? And he's like, well, it works in Canada. And I'm like, not really. He's like, well, you know, people complain about the healthcare system in America too. It's got problems too. I just think Canada's better. And I'm like, oh, do you know why it's better? Because we send hundreds of billions. Oh, I think it's $100 billion or like $60 billion with a fucking B. You heard me correctly. To Canada, most of which is used to subsidize their healthcare system. That they're fucking us on both ways. They're fucking us coming and going. So they're taking our money and then they're undercutting the fucking drug prices like on fucking insulin. And then by proxy, the healthcare companies or the health insurance companies are fucking our American citizen on the price of prescription drugs.
I mean, they're fucking
Because of
American
Canada.
citizen. They're fucking American citizens on the prescription drugs. Period. Like
So
our healthcare system, so to speak, is more like a drug system for the majority of it.
So Asmon's gold solution would probably be then to stop sending that money there and use it to fund our healthcare system. But ultimately, we're still paying the same amount in taxes, and it's already too fucking much. So something serious has to be done. But anyway, here comes Asmon Gold with his brain dead take. But I just want to use it as a backdrop, as like a jumping off point for some of my ideas about like how exactly it is I feel about this, because I'm not quite sure. Because I have a 3-year-old son, and every time I think about kids, all I can think about is a little orphan Kincaid Jr. And not only that, but now there's a single mom and 2 kids being raised by a single mom. And I know exactly what that shit is like. And it's fucking horrible. It's god awful. 2 little boys being raised by a single mom and their dad's dead. They will never see him again. It's not like when my parents divorced, where I got to see my dad on weekends or whatever. This guy is never seeing these kids are never seeing their dad again. That's fucking terrible. Right?
Yep.
But like, so are all the people that this dude condemned to death. We're talking about fucking cancer patients that were denied life-saving medication or life-extending medication and procedures because this dude didn't want to he was worried about the bottom line and his investors and shareholders and shit. Like, that's evil on a scale that you couldn't even possibly fucking, like, there's no way.
All the big conglomerates, brother. That's all of them, like Facebook.
I know.
They're all that way.
And that's the problem. And this is the other problem, is that the dude has a point, and the fucking shooter has a point, because we're talking about it now. Would we be talking about this if he hadn't done it?
I would, yeah. I talk about this stuff all the time.
Well, I mean, like, I don't mean we as in I mean we as in the royal we, like us as a society having to have this conversation.
Well, he just took the easy way, bro, and it's not the best way. It's not the right way. Sure, this might have brought attention, but he had so this guy's either going to prison or he's dead, the shooter, I'm assuming. And so now he no longer has the freedom for the rest of his life to spread the good message and to promote a better world. That's the only message he's going to get out now. And that's not really that good.
Because I don't agree with basically anything that Karl Marx says, despite the fact that my best friend's name is fucking Karl Marx. I just I don't fucking buy it. I don't buy his horseshit theories. But
well, the thing with communism, right, is that communism has always been a good idea. And if you were to, for example, have the leader of communism be Jesus Christ, communism would probably work pretty well. But the reality is that the leaders of communism are very flawed men, and anybody power corrupts absolutely. So it's like these people are at the top of the pyramid. They get to make all the decisions, and they just crave power.
Maybe things will change permanently under Trump's administration. Maybe. We're not there yet. I have no idea. Sounds like a lot of things will change. He's in his second term. He's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing but a legacy to leave behind, and that's it. And
he's got to take off the fingers around our throats from the government. If we are allowed to continue to have our freedoms without government's stranglehold, then it literally none of this other shit matters. As long as you have freedom to do and live your life however you want, then everything else is kind of irrelevant to a certain extent.
Yeah, I on the one hand, see, it's so complicated in my fucking heart of hearts, because I know this is wrong. I know it's wrong, but they say, well, you can redress grievances by voting. But so many of these politicians are bought and paid for. Like, we know that there was a 500-page document that was just released by Congress about COVID. And the number of people named in the document that profited specifically off the Pfizer vaccine. And they knew that the fucking thing did not work the way they said it worked. And in some cases, the side effects were way worse than the fucking disease it was purported to fucking prevent. Like I know people think, oh, Bell's palsy, that'll just go away in a few months. Well, I know a guy named Mike Weil who lives in Ohio, who works at a fucking power plant, and he did not have a vaccine injury, but he does have Bell's palsy. And he's a YouTuber. He runs Tirara Duelo. I can spell that if you really want me to.
Oh, I know him, yeah.
Yes, and I am actually friends with Tirar. I talk to him. He is not on Twitter anymore, but sometimes we like, yeah, he was one of those guys. Oh, Elon, but he's a leftist. It's okay because we talk about other. I can be friends with anybody. I don't care. But anyway, so Mike Weil, he has Bell's palsy. He went in to go have a fucking tooth procedure done. I think it was a fucking root canal. And a couple days later, his fucking face started slouching. And they said, well, it's probably Bell's palsy, and it should clear up in about a month or two. It's never cleared up. And it is a known side effect. Right? And these fucking people know what they're doing. And the politicians have been profiting off of it. And we know that they know that we know. But then they told us for 2-3 fucking years that we weren't allowed to say it, and that we were fucking basically terrorists if we said anything about it. And that's how deep the fucking rabbit hole goes. It's probably even deeper than that. But that's how far we know it goes. And so it's like, how are we supposed to redress our grievances in a manner that's civilized and Western and democratic if it seems like everyone's got their dick in the neighbor dog? And when they get caught, they just like, this isn't a dog.
I mean,
It's like
I can
we
tell
can
you
all see.
So obviously you know the story of Jesus Christ, right?
Yes.
I'm sure he had a lot of grievances to reprieve, but he didn't. He chose to instead take the hard path, take his lumps, take the sacrifice because it was for a greater purpose. And so what I'm trying to say is, instead of looking at all these micro actions and micro aggressions, look at the grand scheme of things. What is the best thing that you can do against the force of evil, for lack of a better term? And the answer is to become the best version of yourself, such that you can handle a situation when it occurs in front of you. That's the best thing that you can do. How are you gonna?
I mean, you're obviously not wrong. You're obviously clearly not wrong. However, Christ also said, "Beware of pharmakia," and he wasn't talking about.
Oh no, I'm saying I think those are part of the evil empire, basically, dude. the pharmaceutical companies. Like they have some good uses like insulin and shit, but I mean, insulin is only in need because of diabetes, and diabetes has been propagated by the food companies as well. So
oh yeah, because they put shit in the fucking food.
They're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Food because it's probably cutting corners, like the one that causes cancer or whatever. Just fucking, it's just cheaper, and fuck it, we don't care. They don't eat their own fucking Fruit Loops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you should look at the UK Fruit Loops versus the United States.
Oh, dude, even their Kraft mac and cheese, bro. They don't like ours is like orange as fuck. Theirs is like white for Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah. And the thing, and it's not just that, but back to the medications. Check this shit out. Fucking RFK Jr. By the way, it's very hard to listen to this man talk, but I think it's just because of the voice situation. But it's super fucking important that you do. It's super fucking important because I learned so goddamn much.
Now that you mention that, so RFK is a big opponent to these conglomerates that we're speaking of. And so if you have a position, if you have a person like that in a position with a mandate by the voters, you don't need to go assassinating people. You already have somebody in a position. You can support him. You can say, hey, let's set up a podcast with him. Let's have a conversation. How can I spread this message? How can I support him? How can I help for a better future?
I think whoever gets in president, whoever's the president is, Democrat or Republican, they would be doing a huge disservice to not make him the head of whatever the health department or whatever the fuck he's going to be.
Well, it would be a huge disservice to not at least listen to him and have a conversation and ask questions. I think you should do that with most people.
Because the thing is, I didn't even know that guafenicin shit that they put in the fucking cold medications and shit doesn't even fucking work. Unless you've got fucking, it doesn't even work for symptoms. It's that expectorant shit. It doesn't fucking work. And RFK Jr., unless you get Sudafed, like the one that you have to ask for at the fucking pharmacy because it's all locked up and shit.
That's what they used to make meth in Breaking Bad at the first season, man. The Sudafed.
Right. The meth heads ruined it for everybody. Anyway, but fucking unless you get that shit, whatever you're taking is a placebo. You think it works, therefore it does. And apparently it doesn't work on me because I always take that shit and it never fucking helps. But usually when I'm like so sick, I'm just like desperate. Finally, last year when I had COVID, RSV, and flu B all at the same time. Thanks, Kincaid Jr. for tracking that into my house. It's not actually really his fault. He was just a kid. It's just what happens. They track all kinds of diseases. Anyway, I was so fucking sick. Finally, you know what helped me actually get through the symptoms? Fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
Turns out I probably didn't actually, obviously it didn't cure me. I'm not claiming that.
Well, none of those medicines, as far as I'm aware, none of those medicines ever cure you. The way that you heal, you heal yourself. God heals you through your body. Like your body is the thing that heals you. They just alleviate symptoms for the most part.
Yeah, I have to say that specifically because of YouTube terms of service.
Oh,
that's pretty much it. I think, and the only reason I care about that is because I think the conversation we're having is important.
Yeah, okay.
And I want it out there, even if there's only a couple of people fucking watching.
I don't know what I'm not supposed to say with the terms. I don't pay attention to that because I don't care what small.
I don't really worry about bad words because those are easy to fucking beat when it comes to like appeals. But there's certain things that like you have to preface it like allegedly or according to specific source. It's like when you talk about anything medical or legal, you have to kind of do that. But and when it comes to illicit substances, you have to say that it's not a cure. And then when it comes to like if you're talking about like what stocks you have and what money you're putting on what stocks or what you're or gambling, you have to say that you're not a professional, whatever the fuck.
Oh,
that's just how it is on fucking YouTube, and it sucks.
Yikes.
And I hate it. But nobody watches on fucking Rumble or Kick. We're literally streaming there now, and I'll tell you exactly how many viewers we have. 0. We have none. And we've had none all fucking night. And we stream there every fucking week. And we have done for 2 or 3 fucking months. So, I mean,
it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. But yeah. So anyway, about the healthcare companies. Actually, I've decided we're not watching the Asmongold video.
Thank God.
We will. We will. We're just gonna watch 2 parts. And they're literally like a minute apiece.
Okay.
Because I wanted to show you, because chat can't reference a specific thing he says because they can't go to timestamps because Twitch do be like that, right? So okay. I'm gonna do it for everyone. I'm gonna go to 2658. Where is it? Okay, here we go. This is close enough.
It's terrible logic.
Right.
CEO's not a protected status? Well, why would I care about that? That's just a legal definition.
Oh, CEO's not a protected status. That's just the legal definition. Okay. 4224. 42.
What did he say? CEO is protected status? What the fuck does that mean?
CEO is not a protected status. It's not a legal definition. Why would I care about a legal definition?
Well, what's the protected status? What does that mean? That you can do whatever you want and you don't go to jail?
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. Chronologically process an illegal action in response to an illegal action. It's not an illegal action. The healthcare CEO denying a claim is not defined to be illegal.
Okay, so what he's saying there is it's illegal because the law, it's immoral because it's illegal. And earlier he said, why would I care if something is illegal or not?
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to point out. He does this shit all the fucking time. And nobody calls him on his bullshit because it's so hard to do that in chat.
So did he just say both sides of the story there? That he cares and he doesn't care?
Yes, he says he doesn't care about legal definitions and that something is moral or not because it's been defined as legal, even though he doesn't care about legal definitions.
Oh.
So fucking retarded. That pissed me off.
Well, the answer is that morals are definitely not determined by legality and laws don't really matter. They're dumb.
And I don't think he should be talking about this topic, especially since he constantly says that his moral compass does not point north.
Well, he does. He clearly needs to level up a lot more, man. Like he got to mid-level and his balls bloated up and he thinks he's hot shit because he's got a crowd in fucking Twitch. But like, he's got a really free opportunity to be a high-level person and he's just fucking wasting it. It's kind of funny, actually. I enjoy it.
So this is about the United Healthcare shit. Let's see here. Is this it? I'm not sure. Yes, this is it here. This one's a YouTube short. We got to scroll up.
Hey man, how's it going? Well, I was supposed to do surgery today, but apparently I'm out of network, so the patient had to cancel. Out of network? What does that mean? It just means insurance won't pay for the patient to come see me for their health care. Oh, I didn't know you worked for the insurance company. What? I'm in private practice. I don't work for the insurance company. You sure? Of course I'm sure. So when you see a patient, you send a bill to the insurance company, right? Yeah. And then the insurance company will pay you for your services. Yeah, that's right. Well, who decides how much you get paid? Well, you have to sign a contract with the insurance company. Well, what happens if you don't sign the contract? You don't get paid. Huh. So you do work, and the insurance company pays you for that work, and they pay you whatever amount they decide they want to pay you for the work you're doing. Yeah. I don't know. It kind of sounds like you're working for the insurance company.
This is anti-capitalist. This is a complete refutation of what Ben Shapiro says about my wife is a fucking doctor, right? Because he says, well, I want my wife to be able to make whatever she thinks she should make. That's not actually how it works. He's lying to you. He's lying. He's a lawyer. He knows how this fucking, well, he was anyway. He knows how this fucking shit works.
Let me share an anecdotal story of something from my past. So I was working as a computer technician. So I'd go around places and deal with any kind of like phone, computer, modem, network issue, mainly just like deal with the hardware. I wasn't really dealing with the software aspects. So I'd deinstall and install new shit. And I oftentimes had to go to doctor's offices. And every time I went into their back, like beyond the reception area, they always had TVs going, and that's where mainly what I had to fix. But the only thing those TVs did was they played advertisements for drugs the entire time. That's the only thing that's getting downloaded into their brain is advertisements for drug companies. That's the only health information that's being. So they're getting brainwashed every day while they're at work. And
RFK wants to ban that too.
They should.
And I think he should. Yeah, you're right. He should. Yeah,
because this wasn't like they do that on regular television with ads as well, but this is literally just a stream from the insurance company that has to play on these TVs are probably a part of the contract with the insurance company, and they have to play these at this pharmaceutical advertisements the whole time, so the doctors all know what drugs to peddle.
Yeah, and you know what the fucky part is? I've asked about specific drugs that I've seen commercials for. Like I have psoriasis, so I went for a fucking psoriasis medication. I was like, well, what about this one? And like you bring it up, and the first thing they do is they just start checking to see if it's fucking covered. They don't even ask. They don't even like, oh, are you a good candidate for this drug? They just start fucking. They don't
care, man. It's
no,
like
the
medical industry has turned into a soulless husk of what it used to be.
Yeah, whatever happened to the Hippocratic Oath?
Whatever happened to the small towns where there was a one doctor in the town and he took care of everybody's problems?
Right. They don't fucking care.
Like he actually took care of the problems, though, is what I mean. Like he didn't just fucking throw a prescription in your face and tell you to get fucked.
Yeah. It's just so fucking irritating. We have one more video to watch about this healthcare thing, and then I want to wrap that up with you and try to decide how I feel about the fucking shooter.
Okay.
So we're going to watch, hold on, let me bring this fucking, I hate this. The way I have to do it now. They changed StreamYard like a year ago. So I have to go through a bunch of fucking hoops rather than just hit share and then done.
Yep.
There you go.
Always something.
Jimothy. Yeah, boss, what's up? We need to hire a new batch of physicians to deny claims. You mean review claims? Yeah. Wait, didn't we just hire a bunch of new medical directors? Yeah, but we get a lot of turnover. You know, some people retire, some develop a conscience. Yeah, suddenly these doctors are not okay with making money off of our customers' financial devastation. It's super annoying. Hard to believe. Well, blood money isn't for everyone. Anyway, you got any leads on new hires? I have some connections at Harvard and Johns Hopkins. I could reach out and... Whoa, Jimothy. Johns Hopkins? What are you talking about? They have some of the best doctors in the world. We don't want Nobel Prize winners encumbered by ethical standards. We want the opposite of that. We do. Yes, if we hired physicians who actually practiced evidence-based medicine, do you have any idea how many claims we'd have to pay? An appropriate amount? That's right, Jimothy. So don't give me the best of the best. I want the barely adequate. Okay. How about an assistant professor with terrible performance reviews who's also a little racist? No. Way too accomplished. All right. Ophthalmologist who's under investigation for Medicare fraud. We're getting closer. Okay. How about a physician who stopped practicing in the early 90s because he was afraid of touching any patient with, quote, venereal disease? Yes. Really? Questionable morals and ethics? Hasn't seen a patient in 20 years? He's perfect. We can't hire this person to make decisions that impact medical care. Jimothy, we're United Healthcare. We can do whatever we want.
Now, I want to point something out.
Thank you for coming to the meeting.
I want to point out something very quickly.
Uh-huh.
I am talking about this at great personal expense to myself because to a certain extent, I work for these people. They also carry my insurance. Talking shit about these people publicly could cause a lot of problems.
Well, you shouldn't talk shit about them then. There's no reason to.
No, it's because it's important. It's because it's important that people know what the fuck it is that's actually going on.
Well,
I've
let
already
me
pulled the
pause
trigger.
you
It's already done.
really quick, and I would just say what I'm saying is because you have to frame it the right way. How you frame something is very important.
Well,
how can you blame an NPC for being an NPC? You can't. You can't get upset at an NPC for doing what they're programmed to do. You can't be upset at them for that. You just have to accept them as a low-level NPC that's completely useless, has no brain, doesn't understand what's going on, and you have to just move on past it. You have to try and work around it. That's the key of it. You have to work around it. There's definitely no reason to make a cannonball and make waves for yourself over some fucking dumb little.
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. I have a very good reason for doing this. Because they are my health insurance carrier, and I do work for them to a certain extent at the care level, right? And my wife has a lot of health problems, right?
Yeah.
And what happens when all of a sudden my health insurance decides that she's no longer worth working on? She's denied her healthcare claim, and then we're stuck with a fucking bill that we could never pay off in a fucking million years if we tried. Like, what happens when that's the case? Because this could very well happen to me. It might not happen right away. It might happen in 10 years or 20 years. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how to fix my life. Okay?
Well, then, what do you propose to? Let's say that is the future. That's
what I'm asking.
What do you propose you can do about? What do you think you can do about it? What can you do about it?
I don't know.
I don't
know. That's why we're having the conversation.
So then, what I'm trying to say is, and then it could also be the exact opposite. You just don't, unfortunately, have a way of knowing right now. There's no clairvoyance for you to use. So what I would say is to focus on the here and now, not worry about it. Focus on the here and now, and do everything that you can right now to get you to the outcome that you want to go to.
Well, the scary thing is how many people in the United States are going to be facing or have faced the same exact fucking problem.
Dude, the entire fucking world is being brainwashed and fucking programmed right now, okay? Not to this, what you're talking about, to the 10th level is happening right now. This for at least 100 years, I'd say. Okay? So it's a fucking terrible thing. But how the fuck do you take on the entire world's problem by yourself? How are you going to do that, Will? You can't.
I'm not asking to do it by myself. I'm asking if anybody has any fucking bright ideas here. Yes. Because for a moment I thought maybe Luigi had the right idea. Because like I said earlier, I can't imagine something, because the shoe could be on the other foot someday, right? Maybe some cocksucker doesn't like me on the internet, and he decides he doesn't like the way that I'm talking about a certain type of fucking subject, so he decides he's going to go out and fucking kill me. What do I think? That should be legal? Of course not. That's fucking stupid. But it's like, we're running out of ideas here.
I don't really think that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all.
What the fuck do you do?
You got to work on yourself and spread to as many people. Like, as you level up as a human being, you need to influence other people around you that are willing to listen. You need to influence them and level them up. And eventually that chain, like, for example, if you have a circle around you of friends and family, of people that you've interacted with in your life. And if you were to go out 10 circles, you would have everybody on the planet inside of a circle. Right. Okay. So your individual actions might seem minuscule, but actually they dramatically impact the future in its entirety. So the best thing that you can do is focus on the here and now and what you can do in the here and now, which at every point of your life, you can always focus on at least improving yourself or being a positive influence or anything that is good, anything that aligns with the values of Jesus Christ. That is always going to be the best thing you can do. Never once, ever, ever, ever is violence or killing or murder ever going to be the best option. Now, it might be an option you have to take due to unforeseen circumstances. That is true. But is it ever going to be the best option? No. It's not. I don't care how terrible the human being is. I don't care if it's fucking Hitler reincarnated. It's never going to be the best option.
I hear you. I think I agree with that sentiment. I just, I wish people would wake up and realize that you can say no. There might be repercussions, but you can say no when somebody asks you to do a fucking evil thing.
Yeah, and if they don't, that's good, man. I'm glad when people say yes to do the evil thing. I'm fucking happy about it, man. Get them the fuck out of here. Throw them in the fucking fire, dude. It's not my job to worry about them. That sounds like the whole crux of the issue, and I understand it completely because I used to think a lot like I was so concerned with everybody else. I want to save them. I want to help everybody else. But dude, it's not my job. Like that, you're literally what you're talking about right now is Plato's The Allegory of the Cave by Plato. All these people are chained up at the bottom level, staring at the fucking shadows on the wall, and they think they know what the shadows are. They think they know what's going on around them. But very clearly, once the one person escapes from that and looks behind him, he realizes that there's much more going on behind the scenes than what everybody else is staring at. And no matter how hard he tries to tell these people that they need to release their shackles and that there's way more than what's going on in front of them, they all refuse him. Look at how many people refuse Jesus.
I know. I get it. I don't fucking know. I'm too close to the issue.
I get it, man, but it's that's the answer, is that you have to focus on the here and now in yourself and your immediate surroundings, because go to China right now and fix it. Right now, I want you to do that. Go to China and fix it. You can't. You just simply can't. Go to Mars right now. You can't. But the thing is that there's this big misconception, especially among Western philosophy and belief and theology, that there's some sort of separation between you and the universe. And there's just quite simply no such thing. You only know the idea of being by there being something called a non-being. And thus they have a relationship, a marriage between them. One cannot exist without the other. And in the same way, you and the universe are the same. And in fact, because of the universe is curved and infinite, you could say that anywhere in the universe is the center of it.
Well, that's how I got to talk to fucking, when I had the TBI, how I talked to fucking Elise Stefanik and Dan Steck. It's because somebody I knew somebody else who knew the fucking guy. And they heard something happen to me. And then they touched that person and they touched somebody else. And eventually it got to the right fucking person. And something got fucking done about it, more or less. At least in an immediate sense. It's because you know people that you don't even know.
Yeah. That's like that 10 circles I was talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I know exactly how that shit works. And it's true. It's factually accurate. You're actually a lot closer. To look, fucking Boki's in here. He lives in the fucking Philippines.
Yeah.
How many people does he know that knows somebody else that's somebody fucking important or whatever the fucking?
Oh, dude. For my RuneScape playing, I know people all over the world.
I know. That's why I love doing this, actually.
Yeah.
From where I stand and from where I sit and from the games I play. Same with Ray. Like, I know a lot of people around the world. I know them, but I don't know them.
Well, you don't even know yourself. Not you specifically, but any human being. That is a factual statement.
Well, the thing about that is that because when we do things that are unthinkable, or there are sides of ourselves that we thought never existed, I don't think one could ever fully grasp who themselves are. I mean, sure, you are in your own shoes, but if you don't go out there learning and thinking deeply of the world and less about yourself, then the things that make you tick, the things that make you react a certain way, and you not having the ability to accept these things and when you accept it, it's either stay this way if it's good or change something about it. Then yeah, we won't know who we are until we just. I mean,
You can know who you are in any given moment. All you have to do is be in the moment, like simply like
Right.
in a meditative state. That's who you really are. That's what you really are, is that individual moment. And the fact the moment's gone by the time you speak or do anything. That's the crux of it. That's the part that's so interesting. The reason why you can't grasp it, almost like sand that's flittering through your fingertips. Would you mind pulling this link up, Will, so I can talk about it? I think that'll work. I posted it in private chat. It's just the one of the Dow verses. I figure if I was going to talk about it instead of me just reading it, having it on screen so people could actually like see it themselves. You made me think about this one, Boki, so that's why I figured I would bring it up. So I'm going to go ahead and read it.
Sure.
In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less do you need to force things until finally you arrive at non-action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. True mastery can be gained by letting things go their own way.
Interesting. So there are times where we just let things take our course, or it reminds me of things like you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you act and how you move in a certain, like you said, you just got to be in the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's imagine you're in a boat, okay, in the middle of a river. And you really want to go upstream. You really do. That's your goal. That's your desire. You really want it with all your heart of hearts. And so you're paddling and you're paddling and you're paddling and you're paddling and you're trying to force your way upstream, but the current is just too strong. And so you end up going downstream, even though you put in all your effort. You tried to force your way to the top. But unfortunately, the river doesn't work like that. No matter how much you try and force, no matter how much you want something, there's just some things that you cannot force. And that energy would be best suited for other things. You literally would be better off laying back in the boat, staring up at the clouds, going downstream, than you would be to exert yourself by paddling upstream.
Right. Or there could be another way. Instead of tackling the water head on, try to find, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like what I'm trying to say is like, even if you reach your goal, you would know that it's not going to always end up the way you intended. Like, for example, like you said, you wanted to go upstream just by paddling through the water. Water doesn't work like that because it's too strong, even for a super strong swimmer. But what you can do, however, is accept that the water's too strong and find another way up. You didn't exactly go upstream by simply paddling, but if you found another way to do it, then
well, you might even find that you don't even really want to go upstream to begin with. That's the beauty of it.
Perhaps.
You might take the river downstream a little bit, and then you get off on the beach somewhere, and you realize, oh, this is a nice spot. I'll hunker down here.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful thing, is that your perspective, as you progress through this thing we call life, your perspective is constantly, your angle, your vantage point. I think vantage point is a good way to put it. Your vantage point is different as you progress through life. So you might be able to continue with the same goal, but from this new vantage point you're at, you might realize that that goal is not what you wanted to begin with.
Or it could have been the same goal you wanted, but you realize that this is not the way to go. I mean, it might have worked for somebody else, but that's the beauty of being unique. Not everything works for you, but there are things that you can do that the other couldn't. Some people were able to do it through brute force. Some people were able to do it through speed. Others, intelligence.
And then I would say the best of all would be effortlessly.
Of course, like, go ahead.
We're getting to the last 15 minutes. I'm going to let this conversation continue. But what I'm going to do is
by the way.
What's that?
I got something for a couple of minutes if we can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I just two of the people, we don't have time to get to the two videos that I was going to get to regarding AI. So I'm just going to give the too long didn't read because I did tag people. So they might actually see it. So this part is for fucking Blooms. You fucking, I told you in the comment section of your video that the dude was just some dude from Ohio. And you continued in all of your videos to go on and on about how this is an AI voice. You created something in fucking 11 Labs, but you didn't even listen to your own recording. I use 11 Labs all the fucking time. There's a tinny background sound that is super distinct, and there's no way to get rid of it in fucking 11 Labs. There's no way. Trust me, I have tried. Eventually that'll all get sorted out and AI will get better like it always does. But for now, that is the towel. And I told you that this guy was just mispronouncing things because he's just some Midwestern fuckbag. But you didn't listen, and you didn't listen to anybody else in your fucking comment section either, because the only comments that you read were the circle jerk ones. You set this up like you were making the Avengers. None of your fucking dudes that you brought in, including two cellos, fucking did any fucking. And then I see now today, because 3 days ago I put this in the docket for videos to watch. That you have confirmed that it's a real fucking person. I told you exactly what to do. I told you what to ask him to do. I asked him to do it himself, and he did it. I told you it was a real fucking person. It's not a bot. It's not a fucking bot. The Carrick Artman character. And basically, for anyone who doesn't understand what I'm talking about, is that Too Long Didn't Read was, there are these channels that use AI scripts to create synopses of fucking episodes of cartoons, essentially. Like Family Guy, fucking South Park, and The Simpsons are the three big ones. And they just produce tons of content all the time. And tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people watch these videos every time they're uploaded, right? And they're acting like this is a problem. It's not a problem. If your channel can be replaced by an AI, you weren't doing anything of value anyway. If a current day AI can keep up or beat you at whatever game you're trying to play, you're just not that good. I'm sorry about your luck. Okay, now on to the second person. Let's see, where are my notes here? Okay, so this is for Knowledge Husk, and he did a video a month ago called "Nobody Cares About AI Anymore," and basically the title says it all. And I just wanted to tell him, bro, consumer AI has only been a thing for about a year and a half. And you consume AI content all day long, but it's so ubiquitous that you haven't even noticed. You haven't even noticed. And not only that, but there's so much of it that there's no way to fucking get rid of it. So you're either going to have to get used to it or just fucking ignore it and move on with your life. If you can't spot the difference, then who cares? Who cares? If you're, it's like you went to McDonald's and you were upset that you got a shitty fucking piece of low quality meat. It's like, bro, you went to McDonald's. When you pulled up to YouTube, like you're kind of asking for it, unless you really like find real people that you're actually interested in, go out of your way to just watch that content. The YouTube algorithm will just shovel slop into your fucking pie hole all day long. Just keep scrolling shorts, dude. That's all I got to say about you. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to bring up Ray's thing now.
Yeah, you can just pick one or two if you want to do two short ones or however long you want to do them for. I figured I picked these laws out specifically because I figured they would be good things, well, at least for you, if not everybody that will be partaking in it. And the stories are interesting too. I really like the stories up through history.
What do we have here? Why don't we do 12?
Go for it. They might pull it up as a playlist and autoplay, so just keep that in mind.
Oh, it does. Yeah. I'm just oh, this one's kind of a long one. I don't even know if we have 11 minutes. We'll try. Here we go.
Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Judgment. Trouble can often be traced to a single strong individual. The stirrer, the arrogant underling, the poisoner of goodwill. If you allow such people room to operate, others will succumb to their influence. Do not wait for the troubles they cause to multiply. Do not try to negotiate with them. They are irredeemable. Neutralize their influence by isolating or banishing them. Strike at the source of the trouble, and the sheep will scatter. Observance of the law. Near the end of the 6th century BC, the city-state of Athens overthrew the series of petty tyrants who had dominated its politics for decades. It established instead a democracy that was to last over a century, a democracy that became the source of its power and its proudest achievement. But as the democracy evolved, so did a problem the Athenians had never faced: how to deal with those who did not concern themselves with the cohesion of a small city surrounded by enemies, who did not work for its greater glory, but thought of only themselves and their own ambitions and petty intrigues. The Athenians understood that these people, if left alone, would sow dissension, divide the city into factions, and stir up anxieties, all of which could lead to the ruin of their democracy. Violent punishment no longer suited the new, civilized order that Athens had created. Instead, the citizens found another, more satisfying and less brutal way to deal with the chronically selfish. Every year, they would gather in the marketplace and write on a piece of earthenware, an ostrakon, the name of an individual they wanted to see banished from the city for 10 years. If a particular name appeared on 6,000 ballots, that person would instantly be exiled. If no one received 6,000 votes, the person with the most ostraka recording his name would suffer the 10-year ostracism. This ritual expulsion became a kind of festival. What a joy to be able to banish those irritating, anxiety-inducing individuals who wanted to rise above the group they should have served. In 490 BC, Aristides, one of the great generals of Athenian history, helped defeat the Persians at the Battle of Marathon. Meanwhile, off the battlefield, his fairness as a judge had earned him the nickname the Just. But as the years went by, the Athenians came to dislike him. He made such a show of his righteousness, and this, they believed, disguised his feelings of superiority and scorn for the common folk. His omnipresence in Athenian politics became obnoxious. The citizens grew tired of hearing him called the Just. They feared that this was just the type of man, judgmental, haughty, who would eventually stir up fierce divisions among them. In 482 BC, despite Aristides' invaluable expertise in the continuing war with the Persians, they collected the ostraka and had him banished. After Aristides' ostracism, the great general Themistocles emerged as the city's premier leader. But his many honors and victories went to his head, and he too became arrogant and overbearing, constantly reminding the Athenians of his triumphs in battle, the temples he had built, the dangers he had fended off. He seemed to be saying that without him, the city would come to ruin. And so, in 472 BC, Themistocles' name was filled in on the ostraka, and the city was rid of his poisonous presence. The greatest political figure in 5th century Athens was undoubtedly Pericles. Although
I just want to point something out.
Yeah.
He says this about ostracizing this general Aristides. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what happened to Athens?
No, I don't.
Okay. So they said that he was ostracized in 470 something.
Uh-huh.
Okay, in 480 they were conquered by the Persians.
the point of this story isn't to show that what the Athenians did was a good thing. The point of this story is to show the guy he's talking about right now, the power play that he did to assume power over Aristides. It's to show the trick.
Right. Yeah, I get that, but it sort of defeats the law, though, doesn't it?
No.
Well, he did that, and then he cut off his nose to spite his face. He got rid of one of the best, most learned generals about battling the Persians, and then subsequently they lost to the Persians, and they didn't just lose a battle; they lost the entire war, and the Acropolis was burned to the fucking ground.
It's like I know one of your spell cards. That's what the point of this is. Now I know you have that spell card, so I know to look out for it. That's one of the ways you can use it.
Are these laws something that's more like an everything in tandem thing? Am I nitpicking this just like out of context?
There's something to be gained from what they're talking about. There's a life goal that life is a game that's happening around us like a chess match at all points, with especially in like the political spheres. And so this is about learning like the fucking Queen's Gambit or the Sicilian defense. It's like learning strategies that are used in the game. Psychological tricks, the reason why people do things, and to keep your eyes peeled for, like fucking Kakashi, bro. Look underneath the underneath. This is for that.
Right.
Look underneath the underneath. Why are people doing this? What's going to be the outcome? Some of them you're going to use them. Yep. Sorry.
Because I know Greek history pretty well, and I was like, where the fuck is he going with this? Because then he mentioned 470. I was like, wait a minute, when did the Acropolis burn? And then I Googled it real quick, and I was like, yeah, 480. I was like, it's weird that he mentioned that, like, they got rid of one of the generals that would have been best suited to defend the city against the fucking.
I mean, technically, the ostracism is only for 10 years, so it would have been up in that year. But because they burned him, he's definitely not going back to help them.
No, that's definitely for sure.
Yeah, the dude basically bit the hand that tapped.
Yeah, that's the thing about ostracization, is that it works if it's permanent.
Well, there's another law in that playlist called
for a minute.
Crush the enemy completely, where it goes over that exact point. So some of these laws do tie in together.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, because I feel like there's a part 2 here that should probably, like, a tandem law, more or less.
Yeah, he goes over things really well. Robert Greene is a fantastic author.
Yeah, I think we're gonna listen to another one real quick and then end the show.
Okay.
Because I am now like in the high 20-somethings without, and the coffee is only gonna keep me up for so long, and I do have things to do in the morning. Oh, this is a good one. I actually do this all the time. Not here on the podcast, obviously, but
yeah.
Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Judgment. When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Observance of the law. In the court of Louis XIV, nobles and ministers.
This is one thing that I had to learn myself, I had to learn how, like, you think this podcast is bad with my fucking incoherent rambling sometime? I had to learn, in order to function in modern society, how to shut the fuck up.
I remember the Walmart days,
more importantly, how to fucking listen.
Dude, you would just randomly belt out, Demon! Woo! Literally randomly multiple times in the fucking every night, bro.
Well, in my case, as my mother always say, less talk, less mistakes. No talk, no mistake. Nothing that is done is left undone.
Well, that is the Tao.
That is the Tao.
I love
So
the
they-
Tao, man.
Well, I'm not
Did your
exactly.
mother? A question.
Go
I
ahead.
have a question for Boki. Did your mother have a father who sold mogwai by any chance?
No, but I do know that her father, who is my grandfather, was a fucking badass. Because the province of Bukidnon would not be as it is right now, like a peaceful place where people can go for a vacation or get away from the city, if he didn't drive away the rebels that were hiding there, which mind you, that during at the time, my grandfather was young and virile, so the battlefield was just nothing to him. It was nothing more but a playground to him. So he kicked their asses out of there, shoot them off, and then they just left it completely.
Batosai, the manslayer.
See, because Boki lives in a place that is unlike the United States, where we haven't had a ground invasion of our country since, unless you count the fucking migrant caravans.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I count the southern border.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's not a usual occurrence here in the United States. But back in his grandpa's, his pop's days, his peepaw,
We just had Pearl Harbor.
it was just, it's just Japanese blowing shit up, dunking Koreans headfirst into boiling oil, fucking the Chinese trying to reclaim everything. Give me that, it's mine. And then there's just the Philippines where it's like, would you like a mangosteen?
Hey, you remember
And
Pol
they're
Pot?
like, no, but we will take your head.
You guys remember Pol Pot?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. Something
He,
that was never mentioned in my something that was never mentioned in our history.
He was like
I bet.
committed mass genocide somewhere over in your neck of the woods. I don't know the specifics because, quite frankly, I just don't care enough. But yeah, he's a terrible man.
I mean, put it this way: we were colonized by a number of countries, and we also had it also had a fair share of good and bad. We traded with the Chinese, and what do you know? We serve noodles and spring rolls now. We traded with the Spanish. Okay, bananas for 300 years, but what do you know? We have empanada, menudo, afritada, adobo, and then most of the words that we borrow from them is now part of our dialect. For example, if I say something along the lines of in my vernacular, saying, "I need you to go get my slippers," I would say, like, majority of it is Filipino, including the particles. But then, wait a minute, why do you have Spanish? So it's kind of like, "Palit ko kuha sa akong chinelas." And I'm pretty sure the only thing you know that it's Spanish there is when I said chinelas.
I'll be honest, you could have been speaking Martian and I would have believed you.
Exactly.
Just for the record, by the way, Pol Pot was Cambodia. Boki lives in the Philippines. It's a chain of islands in the Orient.
I am ignorant, bro. So all Asia is Asia.
Cambodia. Okay, so Cambodia is basically in Thailand. It's in between Thailand and Vietnam.
All right. Well, Genghis Khan also fucked up that area too.
Yeah, Indo-Chinese borders, I guess.
Correct.
You're right. Oh,
I'm ignorant, man. I'm ignorant. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, it's fine, Ray. It's fine, Ray. No, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, I was in the States once, and knowing that nobody knows what nationality I am, but the very first thing that ends up happening is that I get mistaken for a Mexican, and I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna lie. I do carry that sort of Mexican look because majority of my family line is Spanish. There's a bit of Chinese, and the only time we have American blood is because
that's the thing about the that's the thing about a lot of those fucking places in your neck of the woods, including obviously the Philippines, is that it's basically a bunch of native people that got banged by some Spaniards.
Spaniards, Europeans,
Everybody's
Chinese,
over there
Japanese. and all other sorts that ever came to our shores. But the one who was first was Jose Rizal. And he was this really good writer. And he was a really big womanizer, dude. Like in every freaking country, he has a freaking girlfriend. He had a Japanese girlfriend, a French girlfriend, an African girlfriend. Like this guy was the
He knows
first.
what he's doing. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing good.
yeah. He's
He's got a hole in every port. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is how I know that because of him, I can't really know where and who I distinguishedly ascended from. So you have the first ever in history international playboy to thank for that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's the reason why there's interracial peace. So,
Will, you know what I just realized, buddy?
What?
It's not that it's hole in holes for men and women. It's it's just that women have a bonus hole. They are the bonus hole.
In California, the state curriculum for sex education, I don't know if it's still this way, but it was at the beginning of the year, was to refer to a vagina as a bonus hole.
Absolutely, it's accurate. I couldn't agree more.
but why would it be called a bonus hole? Is it because it feels good on the dong?
No, it's because a man has an asshole and a mouth, and so does a woman, and so the only hole that a woman has that a man doesn't, it's a bonus hole.
Okay. Well, in my neck of the woods, I call it fajita for,
Oh,
vague
God.
reason. Yeah, for keeping things vague reasons. Because apparently,
Oh, it's the same.
Go ahead.
That translates directly.
Yeah, fajita. So
I know what
basically,
fajita is. They
he
serve
went.
them on trucks.
Yeah, he went down in the fajitas while they were in the truck. Blah blah blah. There you go. You get. I mean, but other than that, so that's basically us, the Philippines. We're pretty much we are more diverse than we think. Like because of the number of people that came into our shores back in the day. And now here you are, history repeating itself. Everybody just wants to get the Philippines because in a way it's a very strategic point for businesses and trading. Now you have China in our shores
I
trying to grab
have
us.
good news and I have bad news. It
Mhm.
looks like Donald Trump is looking for applications for new states. Because not only did he say that, not only is he calling Justin Trudeau the governor of the great state of Canada as a as a reference to how much money we fucking send them, he is also saying, you know what? Canada or Mexico's not getting any money anymore either. So maybe we'll make them a fucking state too. And honestly,
Dude, I said that so long ago. I said like a year ago that like you gotta just take over Mexico. They're run by the fucking cartel. All they're doing is funneling drugs into our fucking country.
yeah, and he wants to send the military to deal with the cartel. You get rid of the cartel, you get rid of the government. So then, like basically, like we just took over their whole fucking country. So just make them a state. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, then we can shuffle all the fucking migrants there. That'll be our our trailer park. Mexico will be our trailer park.
Yeah, I think maybe we should add like a baker's dozen more states. I think an even number of states is a bad idea. It always was a bad idea.
Yeah, we should make Ukraine a state.
Yeah, we need a baker's dozen. Yeah, we'll take the Philippines. We'll take Ukraine.
Take Japan.
Fuck it. Let's take whatever the fuck's left of Gaza, and we'll fill it full of Mexicans because they know how to build shit correctly.
Well, if you think about it, a gift of that is already happening because we'll take the Philippines. Like what used to be a airport near my city or within my city, what used to be an airport is now an American Air Force base. And I shit you not, I have seen literally two Apache Lambos just scouring the freaking forest looking for rebels that are possibly hiding. Or probably Chinese forces yeah.
I'll tell you what, as an American citizen speaking for the Don, in this case, we would love to have you, the new king of Philippines, apparently. We would love to have your country as a state, and we would love to deal with your little fucking rebel problem. As long as you pay taxes and vote Republican, we're all good.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a bit hard because I mean, I know this is just a rumor, but this rumor is like so predominant. Like Philippines is in the verge of becoming Korea because Korea used to be a republic. Now we're looking to divide ourselves. We down here in the south and up and there in the north. And the good freaking thing about that is we can have our own currency and we have a lot of resources right now and we're booming in this country because what ends up happening is that if the capital of the Philippines has a problem, then it's also our problem. But if we divide ourselves north and south, then we only have ourselves to look upon. I mean, whatever happens in the north,
I think
that's
we
the
should
North's
take.
problem.
I think we should take all of North America. I think we should take Greenland, Iceland, Canada, and the fucking
Just take the whole world, bro.
Mexico.
This is ours. Just take the whole world.
What are you, Hitler? Come on. Just kidding.
I mean,
no, I just think.
Look at what the
I
rest of
just
the
think
countries
that-
in the world outside of America. Look at what they're doing right now. How well they're doing. Are any
You
of
know,
them doing well?
speaking-
Any of them doing fantastic? Anything big
We're
happening?
spending
Well,
in
if
any
you
other
think
country?
about it,
We're
Well, if you
spending
think-
so much money on these assholes. Let's just bring them into the country.
That's what I'm
They'll
saying.
just all be Americans.
They're already basically one of our states, except they don't have to follow our regulations or they pay us fucking anything. They get all the benefits of citizens. They get protection from us, and they get
put
free
it-
fucking money.
like
So
Yeah,
it's
and
like-
they can't function. These states, we found out that these countries, I almost call them states, we found out that these countries can't function without our fucking money. And it's going away. So maybe there's no choice.
not
We've
to
just-
mention the insurmountable debt that we haven't paid to you all because of our fucking corrupt officials.
That's all
I
of them.
think
Bro. All
people-
those fucking shit countries over there. They're all
I
basically
think
third
the
world
real
countries.
reason, I think the real reason that we haven't pulled the trigger on places like Puerto Rico yet is because nobody wants to update the fucking flags. Nobody wants to, because it's like, it's not because they're lazy.
Tim Walz
it's 'cause
did.
it's tradition. You know what I mean?
Tim Walz did. He had time for that. I remember that.
He fucking did the what now?
He updated the flag for his state. What I think he was a governor or senator or some shit. I don't fucking remember. But he changed the
that's
flag.
right. Yeah. No, it's like, oh, it's always, people are wicked attached to like national sentiment, or it's like, you know, oh, we can't change the national anthem. I think we should change it to the Helldivers 2 theme. Fucking
Yeah.
Cup of Liberty.
Dude, Mick
Have you heard
Gordon.
that shit?
Listen, Mick Gordon, the only thing they fear is you from Doom Eternal. That's got to be the America theme
Yeah.
song.
Bro, yes, I hard agree. Hard agree. Smash that agree button.
Just imagine Trump comes out to a rally with that playing.
Oh
And
my God.
speaking of which, like speaking of outside, countries outside of America, maybe we ought to talk about Passport Bros in the next stream because this is literally. I mean, I know. Yeah,
That's what your
mean-
country's
Well,
good
not
for,
the next
man.
stream.
That's like
The next stream is a Christmas stream.
All right, so maybe some other time because it's not just about because women over there and their modern feminism is turning them into transactional promiscuous whores, but I see a sort of there's a decline on something. The word's right there, but I can't. I mean, it's gonna.
We
ha-
can
it's
talk.
gonna have
I'll
to
tell
be-
you what. The next. So, fucking Hanukkah starts on Christmas. At the night once the sun goes down. That's the first night of Hanukkah this year.
Oh.
And it ends on the second, which would be the next podcast. No, because that's a Thursday. Yeah. So New Year's the New Year's Day stream would be the next one after that.
That would be cool. What's up, William?
Yeah, we
I'm
were
glad-
talking about we saw some 3 raccoons crammed into a fucking tree trunk made by AI Coca-Cola. I was gonna bring you up, but you weren't here.
And speaking of which, speaking of bringing me up, well, I had Bruce into my stream once, and well, as typically,
Oh
he
God,
didn't
this
do well.
fucking worm again.
Yeah, he didn't do well. Like, I showed a bunch of
Go figure.
videos of him threatening and saying he's not
Yeah,
a
I heard.
Christian over and over again. And well, I was nice to him. I was courteous. I was polite. But the what doesn't remove the mustard is that he didn't defend himself well. All he had was claims. And the next thing you know it, like, there was a time where he had an outburst in Veckel's stream because of a comment Ryan made, supposedly making a website. Of course, that comment didn't contain such a thing. And when I asked him, okay, Bruce, you told me that Veckel was allowing Ryan to dox him in his own stream, didn't say shit about it. So I need you to tell me where in this video or where in the stream that he did it. You got to show me. You mean I got to watch the whole video again? And I'm like, well, you made a claim. You're supposed to substantiate evidence. I mean, if it was so important, you would have gotten the timestamp. And I asked him for more proof. And the next thing you know, well, I got to go dig for a little bit more. So basically, he came in there in my stream. Put it this way, he didn't even bring a knife. He didn't. He absolutely brought nothing to the gunfight. And I
Well, he
know
has
Bruce
nothing
is
to bring,
listening,
man.
but yeah, and I know Bruce is listening, but I'm not doing this to step on Bruce. I mean, this is just the reality of it. Okay, he didn't do
Well,
really well. Everything that he
who's this
tried to
Bruce guy
Yeah,
defend.
we
again?
have a moratorium. We have
Who's
a
this Bruce guy?
we have a
Who is
more.
this?
He's the one been threatening
I'll
more
remind
people.
you. I'm about to talk about it. Actually, we have a moratorium on Bruce being in our chat because he's not allowed to talk in our chat until he fucking talks to Ray live.
Oh, is that guy?
Because those are the rules. Yeah, that's the fucking guy. And
Oh,
those are
he
the
was
rules.
just so unimportant,
He
man,
won't
that I
come
just
over
seemed to
here
forget
because
his
he's a
name.
fucking worm.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, right? No, he's a fucking worm. He's fucking beneath us. Unless he's gonna come over here and have a conversation, he's completely useless to me. And same goes for that fucking turncoat Ryan. I mean, like, okay, so the snake bit me, and now the snake is telling me, "Don't worry, I won't bite you again." After he's already done that to like fucking 6 other people repeatedly. Like,
Yep. Don't trust a whore, man.
I mean, I did throw him a rat. I did throw him a rat because let him go fucking bite somebody else. But
Yep.
I'm not concerned with that. Unless, and by the way, also same goes for fucking praise. I have nothing to say about him to him or anything unless he agrees to debate me on free grace specifically.
Yeah.
So.
Well, apparently he was dumb enough to take on a person way bigger than him, and all that slander and all that whatever disgusting shit that he might pull, it's gonna go back on him because the guy he's after has lawyers backing him up. So I got a good feel. I got a good idea.
Wait,
That
which one
this
are we talking about now? Are we talking about Ryan Praise?
Warrior for Christ.
Bruce?
You know, he tackles on these bigger. He tackles on these bigger targets, this bigger fish, and you know, basically, if nobody likes what you're talking about online, then of course there's the doxing and the slandering or the threats, and he has lawyers, like real good lawyers. So for praise and dude, more so foolishly to take on a guy like this, they're digging their own grave.
Yeah, maybe they can go find that dickhead Rob Reed and his shitty fucking score bar exam, and he can go practice bird law for praise. Yeah, where is Rob Reed? Why can't he take this one pro bono?
I highly disagree because if you think about this, Rob was also part of the bullshit that was perpetuated on your particular ilk. I mean, we remember that.
Oh no, I know about fucking Rob Reed.
Mhm.
I know all about his fucking degree in bird law or whatever. Yes, I'm fucking well aware. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a real lawyer. He is. It's just I've seen the law he's practiced, and it's like the way he talks about the way he talks about himself and what he does makes him seem like he's fucking, you know, some high price fucking attorney or whatever, jet setting. He ain't fucking nothing. I have He's been caught. He's been caught breaking the law, and the only reason that nothing has happened to him is because nobody's actually gone and fucking reported it. Like actually misusing his misusing his credentials. I'm sure one day somebody will do something about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And speaking of that, speaking of which, and then Ryan, right?
By the way, my wife loves burrito tacos, and so
I love burrito too. I mean, I certainly agree that Ryan was a snake, and me personally, I hope he turns. But every single time, you can't help, and I can't help but notice the hate.
We've already
boner that he
wasted
has.
too much time on these fucking.
My brain shut off like 10 minutes ago, man.
Yeah, I refuse to literally lose sleep over these fucking weirdos. I'm just saying. If I don't fuck with you, then you can fuck off, and that's the end of that.
Right. My only point is, like, I know Praise is also listening, so I strongly
Good, man. Fuck
suggest
Praise.
Fuck you.
Praise, go fuck
it.
yourself. You're a tiny pecker little fuck. You got no balls. Talk to me right now. Anytime I'll talk to you. Any topic, you can come in. And I'll utterly destroy you. I've read the Bible very few times, and I guarantee you that I will outclass you in every fucking category, my man. You're fucking nothing, and that's it. We're done with him.
Right, and I strongly advise hiring Robert Reed as a lawyer, because I'm pretty sure he'll also make demands. Something that it is easy for him to do because you're easily emotionally manipulated. And that's it.
Well, yeah, it's because he's a low-level human being.
Yeah, he needs to level up. Am I right, Ray?
Speaking of that, I'm gonna say something, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Then, actually, one of the things I mentioned to you in a message, Will, I'll bring that up now. Yetzer Hara. Do you know what that is?
Yetzer Hara.
Yeah,
what is that?
It's the inclination of human beings to be evil or do evil.
I was listening to an Alan Watts lecture earlier, and he brought it up, and he described it as the wayward spirit. And he also mentioned something to the effect that Jews believe that all things God created are good, which would include Yetzer Hara, because he created and gave it to us. How do you feel about that?
Yes, Hebrews believe that. So, lust and greed being two among them. Like, for example, if they say, I think it's stupid, but this is what they say, is that greed compels man to work and lust compels man to procreate, which is one of the first commandments out of the garden, was to go forth and multiply. And Jews look at commandments very differently than Christians do. They view anything that God told anyone to do ever as a commandment. That's why there's 642 of them in the Jewish canon. And the Christians basically take the 10 commandments given to Moses as the fucking whole thing. A lot of them do anyway.
I see.
So.
And then I also heard there's something called the Yetzer Hatav. I think that's how you say it. And that would be like the inverse.
Yeah, but it's sort of a weird, because most Jews consider Yetzer Hara as the default position. And the other is the fucking as the fucking antidote.
Yeah. Well, is it not
that
possible?
it's not a natural one is a natural inclination, and the other is sort of the revolt against the wicked heart that you're born with.
Is it not possible that instead of there being an inclination one way or the other, that you are instead neutral? That you would have a perfect balance of them? Because I mean, if you look at the universe in large, the universe is balanced perfectly. And so you could say that all God's creations would fit the same mold.
The reality is that humans are neither good nor evil. They are given choices. And the reason that Yetzer Hara is the thing is because it seems like there's a natural inclination towards evil, because people disobey God all the fucking time in the Old Testament, right in the fucking garden with the tree and everything. And it's not that they're inclined to do evil. It's that they're given a set of choices, and the context from which they derive their choices is so muddied by the evils of the Hasatan that it's impossible to see the forest through the trees. So, like, you just think about your daily life, how bombarded by shit, just things happening that you are every fucking day. So you go through your life every fucking day, and there's just information and stimulus just coming at you. It's fairly difficult to make an informed decision when there's just a deluge of information, and it's even worse now, which I think is probably part of Satan's plan to be perfectly fucking
it
frank
is. It's
with
to
you.
muddy the waters. And I would
Yeah,
say
it's-
part of the series of lectures I was listening to, he also mentioned about the issue that you just touched on was that you have so many thoughts bombarding that it's hard to make decisions. And that's when you're trying to force decisions. If you, the way that he was talking about was in regards to like, think of like a New Year's resolution, okay? If you plan on changing your life or turning over a new leaf, you mustn't let the devil know because he will oppose you with all his might. So to do that, you have to act without premeditation. You have to have intention and act simultaneously. And this allows you to both escape the devil and escape karma.
Well, that's why I kept the fucking lid on like the fullness of my religious beliefs for so long, especially from people that I believe have been captured by the devil, essentially.
Yeah.
And I made the grievous error of expose. Now they go back and say that that's all fake and I made it up and this was all a game. Fine, good, believe that. That's you know what? Thank you. I made my job a lot simpler because I did have to have a conversation with Smokey. I was like, I fucked up. And he was like, oh, you shouldn't have fucking said that. And I was like, well, maybe something good will come out of it. Nope. They heard everybody here that had a strong opinion, and my opinion was completely drawn out about praise. And the whole thing with that whole situation, I wasn't even fucking breaking Praise's balls. I had no interest in doing that. All I wanted to do is Smokey had an idea. I thought it was a good idea. I wanted to try to cut my teeth on some fairly what's the word? Not moist. Not I don't fucking know. Some fairly fall apart at the bone meat. Right? Tender. That's the word. And so I thought I'd give it a shot and try out these new chompers on something that I thought I could bite through anyway. And I had all the tools. I have plenty of experience. It's old experience, but I feel like, once the rust falls off, I think this thing could work. And it's unfortunate that I'm probably not going to get that opportunity. People got hung up. I saw the comment section, like Derek Lee. I saw the comment section. It's like, what was the point of having Quentin come in here and air his grievances and whatever? It was mostly because Quentin had an emotion, and I figured it would be, because you don't see him in here this stream, or I think even the last one, going on and on about fucking praise, is because he just needed to have the emotion. And I thought if I just let it run its course like a fever, that would take less time than trying to keep him from fucking doing anything for a long period of time. I thought we'd just get through it and then I could get to the debate, right? And fucking Smokey was having a fucking thing because he gets pent up because he has things that he wants to say. He doesn't have time, and this Wednesday slot is basically the only time we have to do anything, which is what I told Praise in the first place. And I knew that Smokey wasn't gonna, and then fucking Quentin opened up I completely misjudged the situation. I fucked up. That's my bad. But maybe I'll find somebody else who I could debate on a similar or the same topic.
You'll definitely be able to find someone.
It's really not that important that it's praise. It just would have been funny and entertaining for me, specifically to have praise. I don't know.
Yep, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's no big
I
deal.
mean, You got to win by default, by the way. That's how I would look at that. I mean, it's not
that is exactly how I looked at that.
I have to
That's
agree.
exactly what I said when it happened. I said, well, I guess I won the debate since he challenged us to the fucking debate, and then he said, I'm not doing it now because you said mean words. It's like, I didn't even fucking...
Yeah.
God,
I mean, not only that, I actually apologized in that stream. If you listen to what I said, I apologized in that stream for what I made him say in AI about his own mother and the diarrhea. I didn't know it was like that. I thought that she was not cognizant or whatever, but it turns out she's actually a nice lady. And I felt bad because I felt like it was like the same thing that I was upset with them doing to Guru. So I actually fucking apologized in that stream. But he didn't hear any of that. All he heard was what Olive and Dude wanted him to hear, because he lets other people lead him around by the nose, and I don't need to be associated with a human like that. So that's the way that is.
Yeah, basically,
Here I am.
You have a super docile man, and his convictions are led externally. Like, if you can't even think for yourself, then I don't know what freedom is. It's like,
are we still talking about him?
I think we should.
I really don't want to. I think I've made it plain that I'm pretty much done with that.
Yeah, starting from this second, we stop talking about the man-child and his sister-wife.
I'm not going to go much longer. I'm just going to go long enough to schedule the next stream. That's what I'm currently doing on my phone right now.
Well, speaking of which, my lunch break is done. So thanks for having me, and thanks for reading a verse of that book. Yeah, Ray, I really appreciate it, dude. Thanks, Will. I'm going to get going. Good chat, guys. Good chat.
Yeah, no problem. I'm actually going to put it on my second channel this time because I like having other people. Some people are not subscribed to the main channel, and they're subscribed to just Will Kincaid. So I think what I'm going to do is just fucking do that. The Christmas Special 2024. I think that's a good title. I can do a description later. And I'm going to set it for, it is now Thursday. Holy shit. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yeah,
damn.
Happy Thursday.
I kind of want to only go 2.5 hours. And now I've gone 3. I always fucking do that too. I always think that I'm not going to make it. And then somehow I fucking manage every fucking week. So.
Oh, you had a hate boner over praise.
Yeah, we're going to do 9 p.m. No, I don't give a fuck about praise. I just wanted to make a point that I was a little disappointed about not having the debate that I was kind of getting because it wasn't even in my head. Smokey put it in my head, and then I got myself hyped up for it. And like initially, I was like, I don't think I can do this, and he's like, you can. And we did like a mock thing, and I knew all the facts of the situation, and I knew the fucking Bible verses, and I knew all the stuff, and I knew the context. And I was looking into the fucking Greek and the Latin and all the bullshit. And I got myself psyched up into the situation. And then fucking, I let praise fucking snatch my fucking win that I shouldn't have even had. I should have just been indifferent to the whole thing the whole time. So that's the only reason I had a thing. He didn't get me worked up or upset or anything. I was just sort of disappointed that it didn't happen because I felt like, like I could get an easy fucking dub. And I guess I caught a dub anyway by default, but that's not how I like to win.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always better when you have somebody like an opponent that's like actually putting up a fight. That's why sometimes I just get bored playing Yu-Gi-Oh with you because I don't even have to. It's like you're not even an opponent. It's a free.
Wow, you really had to do that to me, didn't you, fucking bastard?
Oh God. Oh, I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh with you, man. No matter how many times I win, you always give it your all, man, and I appreciate it. I have no idea what all your cards do. I don't know if you've noticed, but most of the time I just let you do whatever. I don't read your cards. I don't care. I'm like, all right, I'll take his word for it.
I'm always playing your fucking deck destroy. You know what we need to do?
I haven't played that one in so long. I did one game with it, and that's it. In the past,
you know what I want to do? I want to go through my decks and actually make functioning ones, because all of my fucking decks, I have like a bunch of them are just goof decks, and I've thought over the years I thought of different ways to fix some of them, and I just never did. And it's just because I just didn't have time. Oh yeah, I guess we should say hi to Cheryl. Hi Cheryl, I know you're here, fucking you stupid bastard. You fucking go now. I kind of want to play. There's a format. It's like YCS 2006 or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck Yu-Gi-Oh came out that whole year. Those 3 expansions, Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, and the one with the fucking Magic Ruler. Yeah. I wanted to see if we could play just those 3 sets, just to really relive the magic of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh in 2000 and fucking whatever.
Yeah, you know what the magic was? Do you have fucking whatever the Vorse Raider? That's it. That's the magic. Do you have fucking Vorse Raider or not?
You know what's funny is that didn't come out in packs until the following year. Mechanical Chaser was the chase card at 1850.
Oh yeah,
a level 4 normal.
Was it maybe Harpy Lady? No, there was another one that was really good. I know fucking Judge Man was like...
No, we're talking about like cards with uneven amounts of attack points. We're talking about like 12, 30, like before they decided that even numbers and like 50 was even going to be a fucking thing. This is back in the wild fucking West.
Yeah, where if you summon a Blue Eyes, you just basically won.
The names were all in fucking Japanese, like fucking Hyozanryu and Seiyaru and fucking Yamato no Dragon Scroll, shit
Gate
like
Guardian,
that.
Bro. Was Gate Guardian back then?
Kamakiri. Yeah, bro. Back when the names made no fucking sense. Yeah, back when the names made no fucking sense. Yeah, Gate Guardian wasn't even out. None of the pieces, none of that.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah,
that's
the
just
last big like level 7 or 8 beat stick that came out was Red Eyes Black Dragon in that year. That was the big chase card.
Yeah, well,
fusions were completely fucking useless. Everything was about card economy and getting small monsters out as fast as possible.
The fusions back then, they had fucking Mystic Tomato. Like all the fusions were weak as fucking useless. Like the strongest one was like the guy of the
there was no fucking. There was literally nothing good.
Yeah, and rituals were ass too until fucking relinquished.
Yeah, but rituals had their function.
Yeah,
who was the big ritual monster?
There was like
who was the big ritual monster?
Not the luster soldier. It's like the Shinto or something.
Well, that hamburger, fucking the man-eating hamburger or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah. Hungry Burger or something.
Yeah. That's the fucking one. And then that goddamn turtle.
Yeah.
Turtle Tiger, Turtle Tiger. I think was that a fusion? I don't fucking remember.
There was one that was like really powerful in the early sets. I don't remember which one. I'm trying to see if I can find the name of it.
Yeah, I think that we could probably. You know what? I'm having a good time. I'm not completely tired yet. We can rap about Yu-Gi-Oh for a little while if you want to.
Sure.
Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Until this thing naturally dies down, because I hate fucking ending it, because I know it'll happen. I still won't go to sleep. What I'll do is I'll hang up here and then I'll fucking call you on Discord. So what's the point?
Yeah, that's fair.
You might as well fucking record it, right?
Yeah. Have you been watching any of the Piers Morgan recently?
No, I'm pretty set on fucking like watching. I've been watching mostly positive stuff, to be honest.
That's good.
I haven't been watching any drama or anything like that. I'm just watching mostly positive stuff. Every once in a while, some fucking thing that irritates me come across my screen. But for the most part, like I'm seeing, like just since the fucking election finally ended, I'm seeing like W's all the time, little wins every fucking day.
That's
And
good.
I'm fucking appreciating it. People are finally starting to fucking get their shit together. And even like you know what was a really nice dub is fucking Chink Uger finally getting a fucking brain stem and realizing that, like, wait a minute, the current day Republicans aren't like the Republicans in 2004. Oh, they're not all evangelical fucking right-wing fascists. Oh, wait a minute. Trump's cabinet is actually mostly independents and Democrats or former Democrats. Huh. They're championing all the things that just a few short years ago I was all gung-ho about. Huh. Like, that's a W. I'm not saying that Chank's leveled up. I'm just saying he's on the way. If he continues this direction, he will figure it out eventually.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Even a blind pig will find an acorn every once in a while.
There you go. Or
That's ironic
buffalo.
because you're right. Yeah, he does look like a buffalo. A total waterhead.
Of course. Of course. God damn. Yeah, I am actually getting kind of tired of getting my ass beat consistently. I think I might have to do something about that.
Yeah.
They just added... No, I'm talking about in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, what did they add then? What are you talking about?
So there's a new set that just came out, and all of Grandpa's it's basically all of the cards that would have been in Grandpa's deck that we didn't get to see during the
duel with
fucking
Kaiba?
Grandpa Kaiba. Yeah, all of those cards we get to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, there's a new Blue Eyes variant. I know, weird that I know about that.
They're printing cards for this
blue...
deck. Is that what you're saying? They're printing like new cards for this set?
Yes, they are, and they're
Oh,
functional and modern.
Okay, that's cool.
It's Grandpa's Blue Eyes is a thing. That's not the name. It's got a different name, but it's essentially a Blue Eyes White, basically like the Blue Eyes White Dragon with the same attack and defense, with some effects that have synergy with Exodia. And every card in that deck has synergy with Exodia in some way or another.
That's cool. Exodia definitely got
It is
me
fucking
into Yu-Gi-Oh!
cool.
I love Exodia, man.
Exodia got everyone into Yu-Gi-Oh! That was like the first episode.
It was, yeah. At least the first.
Did you get the VHS tape for the initial launch at Toys R Us for Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, I didn't. I don't think I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Immediately.
They sent I don't know, because it was at my grandmother's house. I don't know if she kept the VHS and the house was sold and all of the shit was put up for sale and stuff, and I didn't think about it. But they sent out promotional VHS tapes that was essentially the VHS tape that Yugi got in the first episode. But instead of inviting to Duelist Kingdom, you got invited to to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At fucking Toys R Us and their official tournaments. Cool. And this was just when Yu-Gi-Oh! First came to the United States and was just in its infancy. Back before anyone really understood how the fucking game was actually played. And it was the coolest thing, that VHS tape. I wish I still had it. But they did have, I mean, like, I don't feel like looking it up right now, but maybe sometime we can look at it. I wonder if it's on the internet, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel called Team APS, and I think they made a video on it.
Oh, okay. That when I was a kid, that was the coolest fucking shit.
Dude.
And Oh, have I ever told you why I play Blue Eyes?
No.
It's because
You
my
like being an
dad's mom.
edgelord.
No, it's because my dad's mom got me at the hobby shop over there in Midtown Plaza.
Yeah, yeah.
She got me my first Yu-Gi-Oh cards. She
Oh, hell yeah.
bought me a Seto Kaiba starter deck with the Blue Eyes White Dragon in it.
Hell yeah.
And when I was and those things sold out right away. So when I was a kid, I played with that fucking deck because back in the day, that deck ran a fucking train on everybody.
Oh, dude, you had like Lord of D, Summoning Flute, or whatever the fuck it's called. That was
Summoning
huge.
Dragon,
huge.
It
was
in
like
the original card game.
That was like the only combo in the game then. Was that combo? Was Lord of D and Flute of Summoning Dragon.
I loved my grandmother so much. I was so like I didn't have a really good relationship with much of my family except for my dad's mom.
Yeah.
And I loved the shit out of that woman. And she hated my cousins. And I think the reason she appreciated things about me that nobody else appreciated. That I wasn't a kiss ass, that I swam against the current, and that I just said whatever the fuck was on my mind. Now, in her house, she had rules, and she was wicked old school. Like make you pick out the stick old school.
Yep. Get the Switch.
Yep. Because that was the generation. But I only got the stick one time in a spoon. Oh, she had a big wooden spoon. According to my father, she used to fucking threaten him with the fucking spoon. I got the spoon across my knuckles once. Right? But
dude, I'm just picturing your dad right now in the fucking hardware department.
Yeah.
And then she turns up with the fucking wooden
He went
spoon
to
and he turns tail.
Bro, he went to fucking Catholic school. He got it from nuns at school, and then he came home and he got it from fucking mom. He got it from his fucking mom. I can't imagine that shit. That must have been fucking brutal.
Bless his heart. That's why he likes the hardware department. He doesn't got to worry about anybody. Just sits there.
No, now he is the wielder of the ruler. He has the tools. You know?
He does have the paint mixer. It's like pseudo spoon.
You know what's funny is he doesn't even work in that department anymore.
Oh wow! Surprised they managed to get him out
because
of there.
he had the heart attack thing, and then they moved him to the door, and then he healed up from that. Thank God. And he's just sort of hanging out in the crafts department now, and that's cool.
Nice. That's a good one. He cuts fabric.
Yeah, he's literally the only person who fucking.
I remember.
You know what's fucking crazy is now with the YouTube shorts and having to make costumes and doing arts and crafts with the kid, like having him over there to cut fabric at least, because there was never anybody in that fucking department to cut.
They hid.
Oh, they did. My dad don't give a fuck. He just shows up, does his job.
Oh, dude, he'll talk to a person for like an hour straight. He doesn't care.
He will. He will talk to you. He will talk to you. You will die, and he will still be fucking talking to your goddamn corpse. And you know what? That's sort of an endearing quality. But
I love your dad. Your dad's great, man.
I love my dad too. I do. I miss that fucker. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like to.
I hate to say
this,
man.
What Yu-Gi-Oh cards am I looking for?
I really wish that I could have seen what happened when he was staying at my uncle's place and the fucking drunk crashed into that fence. I wish I could have just watched that as an observer in the clouds. I bet that was fucking hilarious, man. I don't know what the fuck really what happened between them, but for some drunk idiot to drive through a fence, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Oh God, that dude fucking died. He's gone now. He's fucking dead. See you later.
The way you fucking said it so matter of factly.
Yeah, he's dead. He fucking dropped. He's gone, man. Fucking Brian Perry, rest in peace. Alcoholic fuck. Dude, he
Yeah,
always thought he
I
was a
will
wizard at
fucking-
growing weed, bro. That's what he had, these little fucking little cups that he tried to grow weed behind his shed, bro. And his weed was shit, man. But he thought he was a
I
wizard.
don't
at
have
it.
Guru. I don't have a list, but I will tell you. I'll send it to you right now. Here's a video with the new deck that I was telling him about. You have to buy the cards individually, unfortunately. They're on like TCG Player or whatever, but I just don't have. I'm too worried about like everybody else's Christmas, to be honest. That Blue Eyes card is definitely something that I'm super interested in. I already have Exodia pieces and some other fundamental things for that deck, but I just don't have these new updated cards. And to be honest, I feel like Solomon Moto hasn't had an update ever. So, like, especially
Is that
since
Grandpa's
it's something
name?
that Ray. Yeah, Solomon Moto.
Oh, okay. Fits the
Yeah.
Egypt theme.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's
Wasn't there a King Solomon?
yes, there was.
What did
Well,
he
that's
do?
what
Do
I was
you
gonna
know?
say is that there was a running gag that that Yugi enslaved his own people
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's a Jewish name.
Oh.
He was reincarnated in it's half Jew, half Japanese.
Oh.
Because Domino City is in like Okinawa or something like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bro, season 0 is also fucking wild. Just
Yeah, it's a
saying.
good watch. You know what? I think I'll rewatch that because I actually one thing I wanted to talk to you about is Dragon Ball because this past week since the last show. Okay. Um. I think I mentioned to you how I was working on maxing in RuneScape. Okay. And so while I've been working on that, I've been doing research for the show on various interviews, lectures, whatever, just so that I had good information, good words to use. Because if I'm going to speak, I might as well have a positive influence on the future. But anyway, I also have been working on maxing in RuneScape, right? And so I got 99 RuneCraft before the last show, and then since that show, I am about to get 99 fishing on this one. It's not going to be during this one, but it'll be right after, and it's just crazy to me. Like I'm able to practice the Dao while playing RuneScape. I figured out how to basically do anything, and that's great, man. So like I watched the entirety of Dragon Ball Z, and there's like videos on YouTube where they cut it down into like a feature length film. So I didn't watch like every single episode.
Yeah. I've seen those. I watched the ones that they did with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, they did it for Dragon Ball Z as well, and with the original Falconer soundtrack. But it was really good. One thing that I really discovered in that, like really like thinking about it, because like I try to learn from everything, even art in that aspect. Goku is a very bad leader. He's a very bad leader, and he's a very bad communicator. Like just all the shit, all the problems could have been avoided. Like
believe it or not, I know you probably don't remember. I don't know if it's because you're high or because it's late or what the fuck it is, but we actually had this conversation.
Oh, I remember talking about him being a father, like actually being a good father.
Yeah, we were on Discord. We talked about it for like an hour.
Oh. Yeah, but it was just like one of the examples of it is like he sends Gohan to fight Cell. Okay. And he was going into the plan even before they got to the arena for the Cell games. His plan was to have Gohan finish Cell off. But he didn't tell Gohan that. He didn't tell him that. He didn't even have a conversation. He just thought that Gohan was like himself and he'd be able to handle it. And, you know, kind of clearly he couldn't.
Yeah, send the toddler in. That's fine.
Well, it's just like he was just way too wet behind the ears because as soon as he got that taste of power, he let it go to his head.
Oh, yeah.
You can't toy with your food, especially not when your food is a desperate animal. You don't corner a desperate animal. That's you're asking for disaster.
Goku, I can see it from Goku's point of view because, like I said, I am a father. So, like, I don't like a lot of kids are negatively impacted by something they call the bigotry of low expectations. And basically what it is you say, oh,
yeah,
he's
Gohan
3 years
exhibits
old.
that.
I can't expect. He's 3 years old. I can't expect him to do this, that, and the other thing. No, we're talking about Dragon Ball now. Come on, keep up. We were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it wasn't good for him to rely on Gohan or have Gohan be the plan. What I'm saying is he should have talked to Gohan about that ahead of time. Like he fought Cell first so that Gohan could see how Cell fought. But imagine, right? So if he had known ahead of time that Goku's plan was for him to fight, he could have actually paid attention to the fight and assuming he was going up next. If he knew ahead of time in the time chamber that, because there's a scene where Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 for a split second in the time chamber, Goku sees it, and that's where like this plan formulates. So if he just talked to him about it in the time chamber and trained him with that mindset, Goku probably wouldn't have had to die.
Yeah, so basically, like how I handle it is I have very high expectations for my son. I just don't tell him what my expectations are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a point like
I don't need him constantly chasing my approval because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to chase the approval of a parent, and it's fucking miserable. And nobody should have to go through that. And it's not productive for you. It's not productive for the kid. It's not productive for society. It's completely antithetical to everything I believe. So I have high expectations. I don't tell him what the expectations are, but he knows that I expect something from him. And when I let him go, like with math or with reading and spelling or anything like that, like we're moving into multiplication now. So like, and I told that to somebody on reality the other night. And they were like, what do you, she was like a teacher or something. She's a middle school teacher. And I told her, yeah, if you just, it turns out if you just let kids do what, like, because they want your approval and they know if they're continuing to like level up their little human gauge, right? That they know that if they move that bar and do the next thing, they don't know how, they won't even realize how difficult it is for most other kids. They just think that this is normal because they have no context. So if you just take it in isolation and let them fucking just do it, yeah. But I will tell you, my kid is having some behavioral issues that I'm trying to work through with him because now he's going to school. And he's just starting to realize he is super fucking tall. And he's like, because we're constantly like doing physical activity and stuff, which not a lot of kids get, to be honest. And he realizes that he's stronger and taller and smarter than the other kids. And now he's starting to get for lack of a better word, he's starting to get a big dick about him. And yeah. Not only that, but he's starting to, and now that he's getting older, he's walking around the house and he knows that we're not going to like, I might spank him when he hits his mother in the fucking face, which by the way was way too much. And, cause she had fucking nose surgery a while ago for a deviated septum and stuff. So it's like, she's really self-conscious about it and she's scared that it's going to break and she's fucked up and all that shit. So, like, he knows that I'm never going to give him like 100%. Like, I'm not going to crack him, like really fucking like I'm not going to do any damage to him. Yeah. Like any meaningful damage. And he is currently taking advantage of that. I'm not sure what to do about that. Because we've exhausted the talking to him thing. He clearly does not give a fuck about that right now.
Well, what I would recommend, and I don't know if this is going to be a full-blown solution or what it's worth to you, but I would... I'm
looking for any recommendations. I'm totally open to suggestions. That's how I got this far.
I would recommend that you need to beat him a bunch, and you need to show him that he doesn't know anything. He's got to be humbled. He's got to understand he's not the best, and there's always going to be somebody out there better or a problem bigger than he is, and he can't do it.
Yeah, I've tried explaining it to him with words.
No, like you got to play games with him. And I told you about what my dad did, right? The Woody Woodpecker. Do shit like that. You want to purposefully instigate him to rile him up. And you, at the very least, you can teach him about controlling his emotions. Because that's at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. He's being
My
essentially
mother-in-law
self-employed.
fucking my mother-in-law interferes when I try to do that, so I've got to get him. I got to figure out how to get around that because she thinks I'm being mean, like just because I think it's funny, and it's really not what it is.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
you're
mean-
right. I think that's a perfect solution, at least in the short term. I think
Well,
that's
the thing is too is that what you she said about it being mean. The thing is that the world is fucking mean. The world is harsh. It's cruel. It's unfair. What in the fuck are you talking about? You shouldn't be trying to hide children from these things. You should be teaching them that they exist and how to handle them. You think you're going to live in the world and never experience somebody who's mean or hardship or difficulty or pain? You're kidding yourself.
I know. Okay, Stefan. I know you're just kidding, but for real, there are people who actually think like that. So let me just set the record straight. We are talking about manly stuff. I'm talking about being a father. I'm talking about being a husband. I'm talking about being a son and a son-in-law. And by the way, Dragon Ball Z has plenty of good parallels to actual real life masculinity, beyond the fictionalized versions with the fucking flying around and the goddamn Kamehameha wave and shit that you're probably familiar with. So if you really have to we didn't even get into Evangelion tonight. We were supposed to do that shit.
That's okay. He wanted to go over the little clown boy.
Yeah, and he had stuff to do tonight. He's going Christmas shopping, and like I said at the beginning of the stream, if he was gonna get Christmas presents out, they really have to be delivered by tomorrow, which means he had to go shopping tonight. There was no.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him about the Yetza Hara thing, but it's fine because we ended up talking about it.
It might be able to tie in next week.
Yeah.
Because Christmas Jesus. So if not, it still ties in with Hanukkah the following week.
Well, pain and pleasure are in a relationship. Like I was saying, being and non-being are in a relationship. They're married. You can't have one without the other. Pain and pleasure are the same thing. We live in this world of duality where one thing creates the other. Off is the same as on because you can't have one without the other. Light and dark. They arise mutually. They are created at the same time. So that must mean that pain isn't a bad thing. Because without it, you wouldn't experience pleasure.
I actually do have to get going, but there's one thing that I wanted to say before we get out of here. Is that this is part of masculinity that I really enjoy, that I think is super meaningful. Even though a lot of people don't really appreciate it, and it's that sort of group sort of pontification on life. Where it's just dudes talking about shit and coming up with solutions. Because when I was in middle school, most of my friends were female. And it was like that all the way through high school and into early adulthood. And the kinds of conversations that women had, I didn't realize I was missing out the sort of camaraderie of a masculine relationship with actual dudes. And so, women don't want solutions to problems. They just want to talk about shit. And I can see sometimes there being utility in that. But I don't have time to sit around and think about how I feel all day because I have shit to do. Take care, Stefan. We're going to be getting out of here in a minute anyway. I don't have time to sit around all day and think about how I feel and process it. Because first of all, no woman wants to hear a man talk about their problems. They might say that, but they don't. Especially if they're in a situation where it could become a romantic situation. Like my wife's biggest ick, and I'll be honest, is the woe is me shit. I think, and I fucking, most of our relationship problems that I've ever had with her, which are very, very few and far between, were because I was throwing myself a fucking pity party. It's a super toxic trait that I have. It's a really bad habit. It's hard not to do that sometimes, especially when things are super fucked and there's out of your control, and it's just
Can I say something real quick?
What's up?
You have been that way and you have done that. Don't define your future.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean by that now.
Yeah, because you said I do that and I have been this and I'm doing it this way, but you don't know what the future holds. You might never do that again.
I did it this week. Yeah.
I think the thing that's really, this is something that I didn't learn until the lesson was forced upon me, is basically in the relationship, the man is supposed to be the unshakable rock. And if anytime you are not the unshakable rock, the woman immediately loses attraction. And that's...
Yeah, that is literally what I'm saying. I'm just gonna say something really stupid real quick. I'm opening packs, my free packs on fucking Pokemon Pocket TCG. I pulled the card that I've been chasing for like a month.
Nice,
fantastic.
Man.
I'm already starting my Thursday out on a good foot, and I still have one more pack to open.
The double?
You what now?
No, don't worry about it.
I'm gay? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Great. All right, everybody. It's been a wonderful evening. I've had a lot of fun. I have to go see my brother tomorrow to prep for some Christmas stuff. I think maybe he might show up in the show. I have to talk off stream about that because I don't want to ruin the surprise if indeed the surprise is going to happen. But
okay.
Yeah, there's going to be, we might have a special holiday guest. I don't know. I'm talking to him about it. And I also have to go tomorrow. I have to go to Home Depot. I have to get some stuff together to get welded, or else it won't get done in time for Christmas for my wife, because I am hand making a lot of presents. Unfortunately, I don't own an acetylene torch, nor do I really know that much about welding. I wish I did. If I could go back to high school and redo the BOCES shit, I would go for welding instead.
Yeah.
Because that is a skill I wish I had that I just don't. And I guess I could buy an acetylene torch and then try to find somebody to teach me, but most of them want to charge because obviously people's time is worth something. So maybe that's a later thing, but yes. So I do have a shitload of things to do tomorrow, and my kid is still sick, and I imagine he's probably going to wake up here soon because he keeps getting phlegmy. He has the croup. It sucks. Doctors haven't been much help. They never are. It's just kind of something we did to try to see if maybe we could isolate it down to whether it's a fucking virus or a bacteria. If it's a bacteria, you could take fucking antibiotics, obviously, but no luck on that front. But hopefully he gets better soon. Kind of sounded better today. He acted a little better today. He managed to, he couldn't keep down solid foods, so we were doing popsicles. Maybe we'll work our way up to ice cream because at least that's fucking dairy. But anyway, if anybody had prayers, definitely pray for my kid that he gets better soon so that he's not sick for Christmas, because that would really suck.
He's going to get better.
And yeah, I know he is. I'm a dad. I just worry about shit. I love that little fucker. We were looking at his baby pictures today, and he didn't even know it was him.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of the only good things that Google does is it shows me photos from specific days or categories, like me and the dog, me and the wife, whatever. And it'll show me a reel of like 10 photos or 8 photos or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I like being able to like randomly be bombarded with positive reinforcement from photographs of things I actually give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, Facebook was down all day, and I just didn't know until my wife started bitching at me about it. Like, well, does Twitter know? I have no use for Facebook other than like Messenger to get a hold of people. But anyway, I've rambled on way too fucking long. I talked about knowing when to shut the fuck up earlier, but it gets away from me.
Yeah, we didn't even finish that video.
I know, because I thought I was going to stop like an hour ago or something. But anyway. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. It's literally just Guru Lady. Bye, Guru Lady. We'll see you next week. Ray, I will, you know what? I'll message you in the morning because we got to talk shop about the Christmas episode.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.